night and day. For next to nothing pay, so they can't see the way. We don't enjoy equal facility. Like Pharaoh and company, brainwashing we say we free. We just can't hold this way. We just can't hold this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't hold this way. And to make them oppress us pay. We just can't hold this way. So the children could see their way. We just can't hold this way.
You get up one morning, your elders have something. You don't know how they get it, but you want to use it. But if you ask them old people to get the things what they went through, ask them this any day, and your parents sure to say, black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're able to get a pulley and jam with the devil. Why? Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're ready to swim offshore and hold your boat steady. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you're here, you get a little something. With that dragon eye, you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. You get up one morning, and oil money running. How it come you don't know, so that it care how the thing go. But if they read about Uriah, they wanna find out the pressure. How we get so much old hell to get a penny from TLL. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you're here, you get a little something. With that eagle eye, you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. Say we got up one morning, independence happening, getting the thing come easy. Now they're taking liberty, but if they know about petition, we are to send to England for some woman to tell we in this colony free. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. People hold you, humiliate you, turn on and sell you, and then they free you. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you're here, you get a little something. With that dragon eye, you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. So when a black man gets something, he got to start thinking. You get it there easy. You got to practice economy. From getting licks from the slave master to become the landowner. Brother, it's a terrible journey, packed with plenty brutality. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to rise up, you got to stand up, pick up your mind, you will always stay on top. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. TNT time and 6 to 9 p.m. USA time. And of course, it doesn't matter what color t-shirt you have on. You have on a purple t-shirt, a green t-shirt, a burgundy t-shirt. Each and everyone is welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And in addition, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't matter what planet you're from Mazatanians, Venerians, Sonaranians. As we say, each and everyone is welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And as we always say it, folks, in the village we originate, we don't imitate. And this is how we started.
It have our place, WZYE, where they treat you like friends and family. So if you're looking for a place to belong, going WZYE, you could come along. If you have haste, do come with me. We do have DAT on WZYE, Santa Meditate.
Of course, that's the one and only Love Doctor, Rani Muhammad. Let me bring in my partner, one third of the DAT Triplets, the man himself, the man they call Uncle Tommy. Tommy, how are you?
Good, thanks, and good afternoon, good evening to you. Looking forward to a wonderful night. I'm always happy to be here in the village. And good evening to everybody in the village family.
Yeah, Tommy, a pleasant good evening to everyone as well. And where do we start, boy? The never-ending saga of as TNT turns continues.
I like the way you put it as TNT turns.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
certainly does.
Yeah, we having a special Broadway play, and we want to turn it into a movie as TNT turns.
It's fitting, because I believe the person at the helm did some acting as part of his of the many things that he did in addition to politics.
The person at the helm did a lot of acting,
Yeah, well, yeah. I think he did some acting and among other things. I think he did some boxing too.
Oh, yeah, I'm lost there, boy.
I'm talking about the man of the moment, the Silver Fox.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Oh, all right, all right, all right. I was like, okay, what? Yeah, that fella did a lot, man. Don't forget, Ronald Reagan was a movie star too, you know.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if people remember that. Ronald Reagan was in the movies too, you know. You understand?
yeah.
So, I mean, Tommy, when is the last time you remembered in the history of Trinidad and Tobago we had someone passed away and it was global, not just local? When was the last time? Can you recall?
Hmm. It's been a minute.
Because this thing is not just this passing of Basdeo Panda is a global story, It's not just Trinidad and Tobago or the Caribbean, This have gone far and wide, And that is why I can't understand why are people trying their best to make this as bad as they want to make it. I'll put it that way.
You know what they would come to realize that history is very unforgiving.
Very unforgiving. Very unforgiving. And I, I ain't even today I decided to give them people on them a rest. I give them a rest. I decided to give them a rest because why I give them a
Good
rest?
for you. Good for you.
Yeah, I decided to give them a rest. But why they cost me today again? Tommy, boy.
Well,
Boy, boy.
you expect anything else?
Yeah, Tommy. I expect some people to be respectful because they have kids. And if you trying to teach kids, you trying to be an example for kids, and you are disrespectful, cancel Christmas. It's over. You know, it gets cancel Christmas. It's over.
The fruit tree laden, so they have to do anything, especially if they having problems getting the fruit off.
Okay. 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 Well, welcome, Diana.
Oh, what's going on, gentlemen? What's going on, Tommy? What's up?
What's
What it
going on?
do?
You sound like
What it do?
you sound like you
Huh?
related. You sound like you related to Marvin Gaye. What's going on?
What's going on? Hey, you never know, You never know. My papi was a player. And yeah, wherever he laid his hat was his home. So,
Okay.
what's up, Anselm?
I'm excellent. I can't complain.
Mm.
Rennie,
So,
Rennie,
mm-hmm.
Rennie says, "Good night, boys and girls. Love in the house. Great love is all I bring. Respect to the panel, Mr. Walls, Lady Diana, Mr. Tommy.
Same to you, Rennie.
Sending out wonderful, grateful, belly full of love to all the ladies. We all have a situation. We all live in a great nation. Let not words of Mr. Jackie divide us. Standing as one is our focus. Together we climb highest hills. Together empty spaces with love we fill. A patriotic soldier sent off today to meet another is on his way. Manin and Pandey, two of a kind, two of them is real rhythm and rhyme. The place
Mm.
where you cut up, Rowley go get hiccup, Santi Manager.
Santi Man,
Rolly go get hiccup.
Santi
Whoa.
Man.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay.
Hey.
Bisham, welcome. Good night, Uncle Tommy and Wall Street and Diana. It's a sad day here again.
Good night.
Mm,
Good night.
A talk show dedicated 2 hours to talk about a woman jumping barriers to go.
yeah, I have a problem with that.
Okay.
Why she was reduced to that?
We
Hmm.
get Curtis want to shout good night to you. Good night to you, Curtis. Walton Walker, boy.
Right.
Good night to the team in the village. Yeah.
Mm.
Good night.
Caribbean Soul.
Welcome to this. Welcome to the village, Walton.
Walton been here before, you know.
I'm a
Yeah.
new studio, and I'm getting my studio ready. Yeah? Big things are going on in 2024. Eh? Hmm.
Uh,
Donald Trump, through your best president.
Well, I just hear he said that he should be immune to the law. He should be immune from being prosecuted. He just said it because he's president of the United States. It was just said that he said that, and he said it.
okay.
Highly, highly welcome. Um, Ali said, blessed good evening to the village. Um, Wall Street, the talk now is Karen Nunez is a non-issue.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Diana come in there like an American Pie movie star. Okay.
Ah, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who says so? Caribbean soul? Speak it into the universe. Speak it into the universe. Well, why you say American pie? Why can't be a Caribbean coconut bread? Eh. Eh.
So what we have today is that I mean I saw a lot of the I didn't take in the whole funeral to look at it,
Mm,
but I saw many good parts that I was almost led to tears, especially
mhm,
when I listened to Michaela Pandey, talk
mhm,
about her dad and
mhm,
some of the recreational activities that happen around it. We saw the arrival of the Prime Minister and his wife. We saw
mhm,
Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bissessa. And there's also a controversy regarding Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bissessa as well, the opposition leader, in that some people are saying that protocol was breached,
mm,
in that she was seated. I didn't even waste my time to take the videos and thing, because I just feel like, Basdio Pandey to rest in peace. I mean, I
mhm,
know they cremate him and everything. That's what they do. But that's what I would like. And so it appears that Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bissessa would normally sit. Well, you talk about the president, the prime minister, the chief justice, right, and other individuals who are significant in the scheme of things in Trinidad with a funeral like this, which is a national funeral, right?
mhm, mhm,
Paid by the government, that the opposition leader will be up front with all the other dignitaries,
mm.
and she was put to sit a few rows up in Sapa, and some people find that they make joke of it. Some people say how
Say that again, Anselm. Miss Professor, Miss Kamala was put where?
she was put a few rows back to sit from the front, right? And I really,
Not
I,
good.
I didn't want to cut out
Not good.
anything like that.
Not that wasn't good though.
Well,
That wasn't good, Anselm. I don't care. That wasn't good.
no, but
She is the opposition leader in Parliament, sitting. That wasn't good. I don't care. I don't care. You know, I have my beef with she. I'm a slave master name. But that wasn't good. That was not right. I don't think that's protocol. I don't think it's distasteful. It only goes to show the pettiness, petty, and the egos. She is the sitting opposition member. She should be anyway.
Well, I don't think. I think we got to figure out why was that. Why did that happen? I mean, there have been some talk between, issues between, Mrs. Kamla Prasad Besessa um and Basdeo Pandey, and I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but the right thing to do is the right. You can't do a wrong thing in a right way. To me, the right thing to do is that if you're going to invite her,
Hmm.
you're going to treat her as a dignitary,
Amen.
right? If you're going to invite her
Hmm.
and put her some other place where it's not becoming of her position, that's unacceptable.
Nope.
And in the same vein, I'm going to say this, right? In my estimation, Karen was wrong in what she did. And the reason why she was wrong is because it's very simple. If you received an invitation to go, you go. If you didn't receive an invitation, right, and you go and you jump the fence or jump whatever it is, that is unacceptable. Totally unacceptable.
I
And
don't
to me,
agree.
and to me, it should not have happened because you weren't invited. Why you going somewhere you're not invited for? Why? If you were not invited, why you going? Why are you going?
And why was she not invited? Can you enlighten me?
No,
Why was she not invited?
it doesn't matter to me.
What do you mean? It doesn't matter. The woman is an ex minister of finance.
Okay, okay,
Why? I mean, there should be certain. I mean,
and
I, how you mean, Anne?
how about
Isn't there?
all the other ministers, ex-ministers who are alive? All of them should have been invited.
Well, yeah, they should have been, and let them
All of them
decline to
should have
go if they don't. Yeah, and let them decline to go if they don't want to go.
been. Nah, she have,
But you
she
see,
have,
now you see that go to show the pettiness again of
nah,
the People's National Movement.
nah. I
The
totally disagree.
pettiness.
based,
Totally disagree with that.
based
Tommy, you, how you chiming in?
because
Trying to find
based on the
something. Yeah.
based on the capacity of the location, I don't see
Yeah.
any problem with inviting her.
Hmm.
If you are not invited, that means to say that you are not welcome.
By whom?
And and
Who?
why is she not welcome? Keep
By
going. And
whoever is doing invitations, by whoever
I
is doing
want
invitations.
I
Okay,
want to
Tony.
know.
Okay,
Mm-mm,
both of you
mm-mm,
guys. Both of you guys.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
Somebody
mm-mm,
passed away, right? They
mm-mm.
don't invite two of you guys. But you guys think that you knew them so well that you should have been invited, and you go and you jump, wherever it is, and you invite yourself. And you're all saying that's acceptable.
She should have been invited.
No, I'm
That
just
is what I'm
asking.
saying. She should have been invited.
There was
We
no,
are not talking. Go ahead, Tommy.
there's no excuse for not inviting her.
Nope,
What do you
none,
mean no excuse for not inviting her?
none, none.
Who is she?
Fine.
What
I mean,
about
who
all
she?
the other what about all the other ministers? What
There's
about
room
all the other dignitaries?
there's room for all of them.
All precisely.
So you guys want to decide now who is invited and who is not invited.
To decide, it should be a unspoken protocol.
What
Should be
unspoken?
unspoken.
What
Yes, it should be unspoken.
unspoken?
You know why? Because she resigned from the persecuted national movement, and
That
she
is so
challenged it. Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah. Let me
totally
go there
incorrect.
now.
No,
Oh, please.
You can't go there.
Didn't she resign? Didn't she resign from the People's National Movement? So all
You
the going on with the petty,
go.
the
You can't go
pettiness
there. You
that
can't go there because I went there with her in order for her to fight the PNM.
no.
You can't go there. So
Yeah,
I have more
I
legitimacy. I have more
hold on, I
legitimacy
can't find this
because
thing.
that is a person I support full 100% to be the next political leader of the PNM.
She should have been invited. And the end of the story.
As a matter of fact, I would tend to think
Can't find my
that
thing.
they would have a, a system in place where if any member of parliament or any prior parliamentarian or opposition person wanted to go, they could make contact and get confirmation as to their.
Hold on, let's take this call. Hello, caller, welcome.
Yeah, good day. You see how two empty seats in the front row in the funeral. You hear me? It's
Yeah.
Zappa.
Yeah.
They had two seats there vacant, right?
uh,
One is the Rooster, one is Julia Davy. But they didn't turn up.
okay. Okay.
All right.
All right, Miss John.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we're making a mountain out of a molehill in this. The sad part of it is that this is a funeral, and I don't think to make that spectacle. I don't think it was right for them to make that spectacle. Caller, welcome.
Good night, Mr. Anselm. Good night, Mr. Tommy, and good night, Miss Diana.
Good night,
I'm
Florida.
Good
calling
night.
from-
Good night, sir.
Good night, man.
So, Mr. Anselm,
Yeah.
today, as a Trinidadian living abroad, I am ashamed because the narrative today is that people worried about who was invited and who wasn't invited. It was not a party. It was the funeral. It was held by the state. And it just proved to me that we took matters of a man going to rest in peace who did a lot for the nation, for building, for education, for poor people, and to make it political.
Yep.
It's reprehensible and asinine
Yep.
that we have to have a narrative like that. It just shows that the people in Trinidad and Tobago lack human compassion, human ethics, and they just stopped caring. Because why we worried about who invited? The man passed away already. There's days for you to go and view the body to pay your respect to sign the book. When somebody is going to rest in peace, let them rest in peace.
Yep.
And
Correct.
everything, if we're gonna take a funeral and make it political,
Mm-hmm.
then we reach where we reach and
Mm-hmm.
we are at the end of the bridge
Correct.
and there's nowhere else to go.
Yep. Nowhere else to go, boy. We going up the cliff, and we hanging by 1 foot, boy. One foot off, 1 foot on, and we just hanging
Yeah,
on.
true, Mr. Anselm, you're
We
correct.
we hanging
Where's
on.
the human compassion? Where's the human ethics?
You sure we
Where's
have
the
an
love?
oxygen don't fall in the water?
God, God give
Hold on.
God give all of us one thing. They call it free will,
Yeah.
and to make the right decision. And we want to make things political. It's a start state. Where we going forward from here?
Yeah. Florida, hold on.
Where?
Tommy, you have something you want to say. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Tommy.
So,
What I have to say is that we're not hanging. We fall off into the water already.
yeah, Mr. Tommy, you are very intelligent. Mr. Hanson is very intelligent. Miss Diana is very intelligent. She's a renowned author and award winner. And to make issues political on a man lying on who know, you think Mr. Bazipan, you know who was there at the funeral, who did attend, and who seated where and who is seated where? He's gone. But there's a thing called respect and human compassion. Just let him rest in peace. And we talk something else and we make it political. Thank you very much, and you guys have a good night and
Yeah,
keep up the
man.
good job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
And listen to this. Floyd, let me give you a round of applause, because you are 100% correct. You are absolutely 100% correct. Yeah, I mean,
Mm,
I have to be honest with you guys,
mm,
Today is the first day in a long time. The only the only video that I even wanted to come and play today. What was that video, boy?
mm,
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, the only video that I actually looked at today was the one with Karen jumping the fence.
mm,
I'm being honest.
mm,
You understand? I look at the one with um Michaela Pandey thanking the people, right? And she thanked the government. And those in the go along get along PNM gang, our PNM gang, taking that and making that into a political football too.
mm,
That look. She compliment Minister
mm.
of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Amy Brown. And look, she didn't even call um the opposition leader name. She just say, the leader of the opposition.
Mm,
I mean, yeah, a man, an iconic man.
mhm,
We have never
mhm,
seen an outpouring in a long time for a person in this country who left us. Never
mm,
seen an outpouring. Before we use this occasion to try to unite Trinidad and Tobago, we continue to try to divide it,
mhm.
even with something like this. KFC, welcome. KFC.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, how you going? You're inside.
Yeah, good afternoon, Miss Diana. Good afternoon, Uncle Tommy. Good afternoon,
Hey,
Mr. Washington.
good
Good
evening,
answer.
see.
Washington,
Mm,
Yeah.
that woman there, all the treat that woman, so she wasn't a front, remember? She not was in the PNM.
Yeah, she was in the PNM.
So they didn't get she,
mhm.
I think they come in a funeral, right?
Nope.
No, the English she. But KFC, my thing is this,
Yeah,
My thing is this, If they ain't give me, I ain't going. That means I'm not
yeah.
that means I'm not wanted. Why am I gonna go there? They don't give me to RSVP. And then I go just show
But
up just so.
she went to show she failed because she see the good things that the Prime Minister was doing. May he so rest in peace.
And I know
And
that, and I find that
and them
go ahead.
and them evil wicked PNM rejoicing over that, you know.
Mm,
I know they're rejoicing. I know rejoicing over that, I not
They rejoice
rejoicing.
over that, man.
Nah, you can't rejoice over that.
I ain't like what they treat them, man.
Yeah,
If
but
me Bronco I do better than that, man, and give you another human thing.
ah,
When he tell me Chris in the PNM there, boy, because you man come out and talk against the PNM, what she was supporting and seeing the years of the victory the PNM doing, and she looking to form she own party, the whole and that thing, God, actually, right?
mm, hmm, yeah.
mm,
Was living in a sad place, but here they attack they kill a man in a church and all, and the commissioner police said she's starting to pray, and she's not good at the community in this country right now.
Hmm.
Place where I stand in Trinidad and Tobago, right? Wall Street, Lockdown, Listening,
Yeah,
nothing
man.
else.
Bless. Yeah.
Bless.
and while we are high off of the treatment of Karen Nunez Teixeira, we see a woman police constable display a hoggish behavior. That's a word, Tommy. You tell me to be impeccable with my words, right?
Yeah.
Hoggish behavior to a citizen who called in for, to report the house was broken into or whatever. So if the leadership of the country can behave in that hoggish manner, what do you expect from a woman police constable? And the police service ain't the only place that they hoggish with you. People in the chat support me or deny me. Most of those government entities, lots of services in China, but we dealing with the government entity because the young lady exposed. She's exposed. Most of them government offices, when you go to them, they have attitude, hoggish behavior. So what do you think if the treat Karen Nunes share in that hoggish manner, hostile, unfriendly man, she had to jump over for what you think the woman police constable go do? How you think she gonna answer the phone? Huh? Police station, yeah? Somebody breaking your house? What you calling here for? Why you don't come down to the station? Send a car? We don't have no car. The cars don't have no gas. Right? What you think? What do you think? You're going to the ID card office, the same nasty, hoggish behavior. You're going to the passport office, the same nasty, hoggish behavior. Some of the extended offices globally, nasty behavior. Where they getting that from, Anselm? Why
Yeah.
all of them behaving so? I called last year before when the people in Beetham was getting dirty water. I called Wassa. I called Prime Minister office. Hoggish behavior for me too. But again, how are they? Why are they empowered to behave that way?
I say simple. I say simple. There are certain protocols to be established, and the protocols were put in place, and you could have been very important person, and they left you off the list, right? You watch it on TV, or
And I
you either gonna cremate the body and pay your respects there, or you try to be a regular person going into Napa or Sap, going into Sapa and go and take a regular seat like other people.
and I disagree. She should have been invited.
And that is it.
Like the hoggish, hostile, petty behavior. She should have been invited. Yep, should have been invited. And why are we talking about we get on the woman police constable, yeah? Madam Erla, what's her name? What the police commissioner name?
Ula
Well,
Krista.
Erla Christopher. My grandmother name Erla Thorpe. So every time I call her name Erla, there's one that said Thorpe, right? My father, mother name Erla Thorpe. The police, I do not agree with what they did with the police constable woman. I don't agree with it. Well, they want to know why?
Tell us.
All right. Yes, she should have been disciplined. Oh, yeah. But the manner in which they discipline her, it's like you're making it hard for me to stay on the police force. You're further discomforting her. So my question is, supposing, let me just say supposing, a couple more behave the same way that she do, and let's say one was down in David Pinner. Where's the furthest south police station we have? Anybody?
I don't
David
know.
Pinner, that's deep in south, right? David Pinner is deep, right?
Yeah, there's further than that, like Erin.
Okay, let's say a person from Erin or Pointy Carcass, that all the way down there, right? Let's say they have a police station there and a person from there misbehave in the same manner. Where you go transfer them to Tobago? Or you go transfer them out Carenage? Or you go transfer them up Sally Bay or Toko? That make any sense? That make no sense. You discipline the young lady, and furthermore, you go on your reinforced training within the ranks. Yeah, retrain and retraining, all of them, right? And you put her on a lengthy probation and leave her in the same place, and she must step up her game. But you're trying, we don't know the hardship that she could possibly enjoy getting to her job now. That don't make, is there a union in the police? They sit
Absolutely.
down they sit down there and allow that. Suppose you have a child to get somewhere. I don't know. Let's say that. You would, what's the hardship coming on the child too? That don't make no sense. It goes to show the pettiness again.
Yeah.
I would not have treated her. I would not have treated her that way. Discipline
Wrong
her,
again.
probation, and leave her there and retrain everybody. So
Wrong,
any encroachment,
wrong again. Wrong
wrong
again.
again. But
Yeah.
for you will say wrong.
There
You will
are
say wrong. Say you disagree.
there are consequences. There are
There we go. There
consequences
we go.
to your actions. It's
And
called the
and
utilitarian approach. Let me ask you a question.
but the what? The what approach?
Utilitarian approach.
What is it? What utilitarian? How are you? Why are you employing the utilitarian approach? You're taking your transfer and send her behind God back. And
Because
like I said, supposing she has a child and the child has to get to a school nearby and all that, because
it's
chances are she
why
lives nearby. That's why she was posted there.
why didn't she think about that before she
And that is, and I
why didn't she
hear
think
ya.
about that? What
And that's
you thinking about
retrain. I say, and she ain't the only. Wait,
so you know what?
back away.
You know what? Wait a
Remember,
minute, wait a minute. You know what? We need to retrain you how you deal with Stormy.
hello, Stormy is a
We need
different
to
case.
retrain you how you
Hello, Anselm.
I'm bringing home now, you know.
Stormy
I'm
is
bringing
a
it home. We need
hello.
to train you how you deal with
Stormy is a dog. End of the story. He's not a human being. He's a dog.
you know,
Anyway,
give out a
wait,
Michael Vick.
wait,
You know how much
he,
years Michael Vick spent in jail for what he did to dogs?
and I would not
Michael Vick.
mistreat Stormy and cause Stormy harm. Okay? I know better than that. The ASPCA will be down my throat. But I will discipline him to stop a negative behavior.
There we
And if
go.
if it
There we
entails, well, and right, discipline him. I ain't take him
same
and say,
thing.
wait, I
It
ain't
is the
take him and
same
drop
thing.
him by somebody down South
Same thing.
Carolina.
Yes,
I
did.
didn't take Stormy and drop him by somebody and transfer him to South Carolina. I kept him in my house and I continued the discipline on him.
1 minute.
Wait till you're shifting the goal. Wait a
When you
minute.
go away,
You remember the police officer? What's his name? The guy from down, the retired inspector. Remember somebody posted a video on and think we played it on here where the sergeants was cursing at the younger police officers inside a station in Central. Only remember we played that. That was on social media. So it didn't only she alone. It ain't only she alone. It's rampant inside there. And that is why retraining is needed for all of them. And I would have left her in her capacity there and put on a year's probation. Yeah, I bet your behavior change. But I will not cause further hardship on her to get to the job. No, I don't agree with that answer. But I made my point. So you go ahead. I said what I had to say.
so you know what?
Mhm.
The next person who see what punishment she received, they're gonna think twice about it when they are dealing with the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago.
And
Gonna
I
say,
like I like
as
I
I said before, there are
Mhm.
consequences for your actions.
And she should be disciplined.
It's
All of them need discipline.
it is very
Written up.
straightforward. And due to these consequences, other people now who may be thinking about having the same type of behavior already know there's a precedent. You know, precedent? There's a
Mm.
precedent set.
Huh?
There's a precedent.
Somebody set a poster in a post like Snake Valley. Oh dear.
You know, you know, you see that?
Yeah, all of them need training from the immigration officers. They don't
Yeah.
know how to speak to you. They have a problem when you present a foreign passport and where you coming here for? And how long you staying and why you come here? And wait, and I'm like, hello. And when you're leaving, I said, well, suppose I don't feel like leaving. What you gonna do? What are you personally going to do? You can't do me nothing if I don't feel like leaving here. So that question, that form of questioning should not be put to people born there. I've been singing that song to them forever, forever. Right? The immigration, I'm talking about places I've had encounters with government. Them licensing offices, I hear about them. I hear about them. I glad I don't have to go to get no license in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't want one because I won't be driving down there.
Let me say,
Understand? I will drive here.
highly, um,
Mm.
um, Angel said I should call Karen and get her side of what really happened. You know, Angel, we could do that.
Mhm.
Huh? Yeah, Captain Singh, I agree with you. I agree with you. If you want to punish you, you must push you up in Snake Valley. Yeah, I grew up there too, you know. Captain Singh, what you know about Snake Valley? You don't know nothing about Snake Valley. You just take that over a captain. And yeah. And just to call him. Yeah, Toko police station really nice. Or Gun Hill Lava. Yeah, the next one now. The 10% now. And some always in the feelings. What do you mean I was in my feelings?
But
I,
they transferring what I doing? You're transferring the issue? How is that? Did you correct her behavior by retraining her, reinforcing what the job description
you
entails?
don't know what else go
Yeah,
happen?
you're saying she's something, and that's it. That don't
No,
make no sense.
you don't know what else will happen. You don't
Well,
know.
I hope, but that don't make she should be removed on suspension or something, retrain, and all everybody retrain because I feel she will feel it more in her pocket when she ain't get 2 weeks of pay or something or a month, right? That's what you do. Yeah, and she will shake up. But you retrain everybody because all of them want retraining. All of them a bunch of hogs. I say so.
No,
You're
all of
going
them is
that
not.
you
All of them
you're
is not.
going well.
All of them is,
The
all
ones
of
I've
them is not a
encountered.
bunch of hugs. All
Yeah,
of
the ones I've encountered, or the hoggish. Let me put it that way. Then the
them.
office you go to for thing, without asking you what you came here for, the attitude alone just tell you, well, what you come here for? You disturbing my day. They need retraining. You call them on the phone, the same thing. They need retraining. All of them.
Mean Gene, the voice of reason, boy. Sometimes Mean Gene says, Diana, there
Mhm.
are consequences for every action.
Here we go. Y'all come
Transfer
from.
is part of discipline.
Did you
Mean
say
Gene,
what? What he said?
transfer is part of discipline. He should know. He been in the public.
Mean Gene, you take she and your son. She got to live. She most likely lives somewhere nearby. So I was told. She most likely lives somewhere nearby too. You send she all the way to Toko. I
Yeah,
mean, come.
that is part of a punishment.
No. I don't agree with that. I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I don't
You know
agree.
what?
I don't agree with that.
I
Supposing
guarantee
she's a
you know.
woman.
I
No, I don't agree with
guarantee you.
that.
I
Mm-mm,
guarantee you know. She
mm-mm.
will be telling other people, hey, all you, when them people call all you be on the straight and narrow and all you see what happened to me. I leave from down St. Joseph. Now I all the way up in Toko. Yes. Good. Great
Mm-mm. I
job.
don't know. I
Um,
don't agree. I don't agree with it at
Police.
all. I don't agree with it. Then
Great
you
job.
need to do it. Then I wonder how many complaints there have been to previous officers about previous officers and what was done. I'd like to
Daniel,
know. Maybe Gary
going
could tell me.
oh no, Daniel. You're going all over the place now. You're going all over the
Maybe
place.
maybe Gary could tell me.
Nah,
All
you're
right,
going.
Tommy.
At least say, ask
Maybe
them that's garbage you're talking.
Yeah, tell him highly.
Yeah?
Food.
Um, when you say Trinidadian mentality is if they have a little position of power, they
Mm.
undermine regular people. Yeah. So let she suffer the consequences for her action. You
And I
understand?
don't agree. I don't agree with it. I
It's
believe.
really when you feel
Cold.
it in your pocket, because now it go cost you a little more.
The only thing I want to
Don't-
only thing I want to see is disciplinary action across the board in all
Thank you. All of them. That office where it go customs office, them they need training and constant training. You go in there to clear a barrel, oh Jesus, ooh, mm, Papa. And the licensing office, I've heard nightmare stories about them. Yeah, they need retraining. And them, not the immigration or not the customs officers in Tobago, they must tell you, hi, welcome to Tobago. Trinidad, without their kind of attitude, I'm like, Lord Father, why my plane come here? They all need retraining, Ansel. I'll be right back. I gotta turn up my heat. It's cold. Ooh.
Yeah, I just feel that we need some examples in Trinidad and Tobago.
absolutely across
We
the
need
board.
across the board. We need examples. We need some out of left field examples in order to change the climate in Trinidad and Tobago. We can't continue pity patting and tapping you on your back and getting you this and getting you that. Nah, them days gone. It's
We want
500. It's 576 murders we had last year, right?
too many, way too many.
Eh? The second highest in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, right? And it's the same thing, right? Look. You know, we go from the best to the worst. We have people jumping railings to go to a funeral. You understand? It's like where is law and order? Where is it?
But funeral is a very solemn situation.
100%, right? So a situation like that, you should think twice.
No, I mean you can show your respect. There's still a way to show your respect because I mean you shouldn't have to have an a special invite to show your respect. Yes, it's a state funeral and there's a limited room and security issues and so on and so forth and so forth. But there should be a way that they can still show their respect on Mr. Hamel Smith.
All I'm saying is that there was a funeral service yesterday.
Hmm.
Wasn't there a funeral service yesterday?
No, yesterday was was
The
just
Lion State in
that's
South.
just viewing. No,
You're viewing. Okay? Why couldn't you go up and view it yesterday? Why? Why not?
It-
All day in Sapa. All day. Why not? Nobody that get no invitation to go and view the body? Nobody? Why you couldn't go up there?
she wanted to be part of the actual.
Well, make it make sense now. Let me make it make sense, you know.
You know, the thing is that I have no problems with her being part of the proceedings or the proceedings today. But at the same time, there should be more accommodating towards her. They should have been more accommodating towards her and Mr. Hamel Smith, based on the fact that they were holders of high office in Trinidad and Tobago. I think the human and the right thing to do was to be accommodating to them.
Thank you.
You expect that from them?
Well, what's expected and what they do is two different things. But
Okay, you expect them to be accommodating. That's what you're expecting.
yes, I thought they should have
Okay,
they should have
all right.
been a little bit more accommodating to her and Mr. Hammersmith.
All right,
Mhm.
let's go for the break. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. It's the Storm, Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. You gotta take this call. Caller, you gotta hold on. Hold on, caller. We're going for a quick break. Hold on.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
You're not hearing the eye.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. TNT time, 6 to 9 p.m. USA time. Caller, go ahead. Florida, go ahead.
Yes. Sorry for calling back again. This too,
Nah, caller,
but I
don't
just want
worry
to
yourself. You know. This program is open to everybody to call us they please. You understand?
thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
Thank you very much. So this funeral was a state funeral, right? So it have dignitaries and the prime minister and important people. Where was security? If
Mhm.
the average citizen had jumped that or climbed over that fence and tried to storm into that funeral, wouldn't they be arrested? But that just goes to show you the law. Certain people that resides in Trinidad and Tobago, once you have influence and money, and you could get away with anything. She said the police helped her to jump to crawl over the fence. So that just goes to show you what kind of law do we have. Do you think in America here, if they have a funeral for a president, you think anybody could jump and you want to go into that? You could be whoever you
Correct.
is important.
Florida,
They will
correct.
arrest you.
Florida, full 100, man. Full
But
100. If you
but it,
if you come and say, well, listen, all you know, I used to be a senator, and all you invite me, eh? So because I used to be a senator, I'm gonna jump the fence, uh-huh.
but in defense of Mrs. of her actions, it wouldn't come to that in America because they're more organized and they don't hold them petty
But
feelings.
I understand what you're saying, but still is a factor matter of law and order and protocol.
Correct.
And
I
being somebody of
find it's
influence and a high rank, and she was supposed to obey the law and set a correct example.
Correct. Correct.
I, I find for
And
a
designer
population.
and
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead. Oh,
officer who was speaking related to the guy who was calling to, and no, Miss Diana, do you really have to train someone to have kindness and compassion when you working in a certain establishment, like say what, and somebody call you with a legitimate problem, not beating around the bush and playing, and you need training the way how you speak to another human being in the fact that he's calling in for a crime. I can
In
understand
Trinidad,
training
in Trinidad and Tobago,
to
yeah, in Trinidad and
speaking
Tobago, yeah. Mhm. Because
because
they don't seem to get it.
but look at it. Normally, you when I used to live in Trinidad and they go in certain establishment, yeah, a lot of them used to be rude. But then you have to understand that that is just how the system is.
When why is it so? I mean, that's how the system is. You should not citizens or any persons doing conducting business with any government office. You shouldn't be met with any hoggish, hostile behavior. They should be engaging you. I don't care what kind of day you having. You're in a customer service capacity. I don't care what kind of day you having. Right?
But you
And
see, it's just how the system is in Trinidad.
well, it needs to change.
2024, we in this position here because it have no work ethics.
It needs to change.
The job, and they just do the job, and they get your pay and you go.
And while we're on it, caller, while we're on it, has anyone sit down and thought the poor? Well, I ain't putting up for share, but your behavior stinks, madam. The 4% that they get. Does anyone sit down and study? Well, that is a demoralizing factor right there. And how many phone calls she take for the day? I mean, yeah, she should be doing she work, but there are things that can really get to you, again, 4%, I ain't get my back pay. All them things can precipitate your behavior. I'm not saying it's right, but it can precipitate your behavior.
You're seeing it, sorry to cut you up. I understand you see it, but Mr. Diana, when I go to work and I swipe my card, it's not personal, it's business. When I swipe, it's not personal no more, it's business. And I deal professionally. Thank you
very much. It could be demoralized.
Thank you, Florida. Yeah, man, thank you. Dana, then she's supposed to be go and look for a next job.
What do you mean supposed to go look for a next job? Yeah, the government, the little, what do they call him? The little fellow with the foot turned back, what do they call him? He say they're going to get the back pay a certain time. And the people ain't get 90%. They come on and say 90% of them get it. 90%. We don't know. It could be mitigating factors.
Okay.
But then, it made and have you feeling, fear and isolation and worry. I don't know. I have workplaces where the customers feed me off and I put them in an infinite hold before I went there, especially if they called with the attitude. I put them on infinite hold till they get fed up and hang up. But you don't know mitigating factors. What is this woman going through? And you're gonna add on top of it, you transfer she all the way to Toko. I want to know how that fixing her behavior. I want to know how that fixing her behavior.
I bet you she'll think twice about doing what she did.
I still want to know how it fixing her behavior.
She will think not twice, not 4 times, not 5 times, but 10 times. I guarantee you. Well, let me no guarantee. There's a great possibility that her behavior is done.
You don't know. You don't know.
Listen, I said there is a great possibility.
We don't know.
There is a great possibility. Possibility that her behavior, based on the discipline, based on the consequences of her action, she would have learned her story. And not only that, but there are many others who are going to think twice now of that type of behavior because of the discipline that she received.
So it's a culture that inside of there then. It's a culture that going on inside the and also too what other offices the hospitals. Is a culture that's going on with them workers in the hospital. When you are at their mercy, you want information. They tend to want to take that road with you. Why? Is it a Trinidadian culture? Is that's where always behave? Is something bred in you in the house? Why? And then you want to come with your autocratic style management to try to what? To make it harder for me? That's what you think that gonna really work? Please. You think that gonna really work? Autocratic style management? Come on, you're further demoralizing the poor thing with your nasty behavior.
You see,
I ain't get my back pay. I'm working at 4% when we ask for 10%. Huh? I ain't get my back pay My
What?
child need I ain't get to buy nothing for my child. I'm depending on some money to do something, moving a house or something. And this Wally doing to me. Maybe she work a double and she cranky. You don't know. We don't know.
I ain't lying, boy. I ain't lying, boy. You just make so much excuses for people. Eh?
I ain't making no excuses.
That is
I
so
to,
much. I mean,
hello.
come up with these some most incredible
Uh,
excuses. You know.
Anselm, I was a customer service rep,
She
and
have no
I wait now,
responsibilities.
and
She have
I
no
admitted,
responsibilities for her action. None. Absolutely.
I admit I have spoken to people harshly because you start up with me, so I give it back to you,
Can I
and then
ask
when
you
I realize it going a certain road, I'm gonna put you on the whole button and leave you in virtual space till you hang up
can
and
I
take
ask
the
you
next call.
Diana, with adequate and proper training, even when people get rough and nasty with you, you don't have to go there.
But I don't go there. I don't go there. You hear what I said? Hold on a minute. I'll get right back to you. I put you in a whole day. You sit down there for all day long because I'm not gonna sit on the phone and going down a profane lace road with me. And no, I don't get paid enough to take that call, to take that abuse. No, I am not doing it. I never have. And if you get nasty, and face to face, if you get abusive with me, I'm gonna walk away from you and leave you right there. Because I know me. I will leave you right there.
Yeah, because
Yeah, that's who I am. Because the next step, you may want to reach across the desk or across the counter. And that's where things gonna go wrong. So I know me. So it doesn't get to reaching across the counter. Diana, let's go the other way. And you go stand there looking like, la, 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 you can't. Well, carry on now. All you take over, I go on.
anyways, all I know is that when you're well trained, regardless of how people come at you, you can.
Tommy, I don't care. Everybody have a breaking point, and some people can bring it to you, eh?
And some people can calm the lion.
Yeah, well, if you come to me and you want to get on and calling me racist and all kind of thing, you ain't calling me the racist words. I'm not gonna stand there. I'm gonna leave you there. Give you the podium. Excuse me. If I'm the supervisor, lead, take over here. I go on. I'll be right back. Manager, hold here. I go on. I'm not. No, I'm not taking that.
Mm.
You don't know. There's a lot of when you on that phone, and I make no excuses for shit. When you on that phone, there's a lot of stress. Stress is another thing too. You know. So Anselm, it's all well and good in a perfect utopic world. Everybody will be courteous to everyone, but it's unfortunately it's not that way. Nope. And you don't know what the person brings to you. How you gonna respond? You just don't know. You just don't know, Anselm.
Yeah.
Vonnie says they were holders of very high positions. Therefore, they should
Mhm.
have been treated better and allowed to be seated. I think
Mm.
both were ignored because of their political affiliation.
I fully
Mhm.
100%.
And yes, Abby, the guy wasn't rude to her, but like I said, you don't know the mitigating and circumstances that preceded that call. You don't know the premise under which that call was established. We don't know because I find it,
No one has.
I find it
No,
weird that she
that's
responded
unimportant.
in that way.
That is unimportant.
That's
Absolutely
that's
unimportant.
important. I
You
think
are
that's
there.
important.
You are there to protect and serve. I don't care if you get 45 calls before that, and all of them cuss your mother,
Mm.
cuss your father, cuss your sister. The next
But
call is the most important call.
and everybody has a breaking point.
Well, you know what? Get out of that job because
Everybody
you're
has a
not suited for
breaking
that job.
point.
You
Because
did
I'll
not
tell you,
that
Anselm,
job.
if I ever had you as a customer anyway, I would have the phone on you plenty times. If you
But then you
call
just
with
don't
me
give
with
that.
the
No, that's
aggressive
okay.
way, and
That's okay.
I will hang up on you and put you in
And then you suffer
hole.
the
I
consequences
will.
of your action.
Well, hey, this suffer the
That's it.
consequences.
All right.
When I came to the company, look, I was looking for a job, and I'm leaving. I'll be looking for one. So
That's all right.
you don't know the preceding, the circumstances. I don't agree with her behavior, everybody, yeah, but you don't know, and then you're going on. You don't. I wonder what kind of situation she exists in.
You know, my mentor used to tell me before he passed away, right? Find a reason to. You know, Diana, what I'm seeing is interesting with you. You finding an excuse to.
I'm not finding any excuse to. I just don't agree with what the discipline. I don't agree with her behavior,
Okay,
but
you
we
finding an
don't know.
excuse. You finding all the
I
excuse
find
as to why her behavior was,
no,
maybe she had some problems before
no.
she leave home.
We
Maybe
don't know.
call she and tell she this. Well, if you
We
have
don't
problems, stay home.
know.
If you have problems, stay home. Take a
Mm,
day off.
you see?
Take a day off.
Mm-mm. Thank you, Jesus. Me not have to walk nowhere no more and be in nobody office for nobody to be calling me and yelling at me. Thank you, Jesus. And have to deal with supervisors like Anselm and quiet ones like Tommy.
Let me tell you,
Thank
most
you, Jesus.
most of the people, anybody that was under me, understood very well
Mm,
because we laid down the ground rules and we know that there are
mm,
consequences for your actions. There is positive consequences and negative consequences, and you know what the lay of the land entailed.
mm.
You know it. If you decide you want to go contrary, you just have to deal with the consequences because you were told of the consequences.
Thank God I don't have to deal with nobody. And
Yeah.
consequences and all of that. Me not have to deal with that.
That's a two-way street too, That's a two-way
Mm,
street.
me not have to deal with that,
That's
boy.
not
Amen.
just a one-way street. That's a two-way street.
Amen. Amen. Let's rock. Let's rock and roll.
Aye. Bonnie
Let's
said,
rock and roll.
being a past president of the Senate, don't you think he should have been selected? More so, he was in the same organization with Mr. Pandey.
Mm-hmm.
I
Listen,
I agree with Bunny, and I also agree with the fact that even if he wasn't selected and he showed up, he should have been accommodated.
Yes, definitely.
so it is. I could see, if yes, he's a past president of the Senate. Was he under Basdio Pandey? I guess he was.
No, I think it's Kamala.
He was under Kamala. Whoever he was under. But to me, once you didn't get an invitation, and you know what, I could um kind of agree that if he shows up, that they should have accommodated him. I could kind of agree with that. I could see
Yeah,
that.
that's my take on it. That
Yeah, I could that argument. I could buy into that argument. I could buy into that argument, Vonnie, because that argument makes sense. That makes sense. You know, he was the past president of the Senate. You know, Karen Una-Shishe was a past minister of finance. If they show up, you could make exceptions for them.
absolutely, it's no rocket science.
Yeah, Vonnie, I could, I like that. I like that because that makes sense. And that is what when thing makes sense, it makes sense. Because it doesn't take any skin off of your back that they showed up and you find them two seats.
Of course,
If you
especially
had to bring two chairs from in the back and get them two chairs and let them sit down, right?
especially if you know that there's room.
Right. That makes sense. That make a lot of sense. I could go for that. You see? But the other stuff,
They don't have
it
to make
didn't
it
make
into. They don't have to make it into a horse and pony show.
correct. Yeah.
Somebody saying that, Tommy.
Yeah.
What you just? Let me see what you just had there.
She's also a SRP. What's a SRP? A senior reserve police officer.
Shell Reserve Police.
Special Reserve Police. Okay. What's that? That's not real police.
It's a real police, but I don't know.
You don't have a gun.
I'm not sure if they have a gun.
Patricia Hutchinson, welcome. Yeah.
Welcome.
Video, welcome. Margaret, welcome. Laugh out loud, Dana. You mean doing?
Mhm, mhm.
Margaret says, doing, okay. So they're going in thing, right?
Mm.
Caribbean Soul said, Dana, do you know where the station is?
Caribbean soul. Let me answer.
Tell
Let me
me
answer him. Let me answer him now.
5.9 is. Tell me the
Let me
95.
let me answer Caribbean soul. I knew that station when it was a little hot. Okay? I used to date a police officer that worked there. You want to
Oh,
go there? All
oh God.
right. Good.
Oh God.
And
Takesha got that.
that's what I'm talking about.
But I,
I know that station when it was a 2-room hot.
Right.
3 rooms, okay? Wasn't as big and lavish. Passed by it for 3 years every day, going to Cureb Junior Secondary. So don't go there. Don't go there at all.
how you doing, Kish Kish?
Yeah. Hmm.
Enough love to you, Keisha.
All right, let me play this voice note. Hold on, let me play this voice note.
Wall Street and Uncle Tony and Dan good night. In Trinidad and Tobago, where SRP is something resemble police.
Oh God.
Wall Street and Uncle Tony and Dan good night. In Trinidad and Tobago, where SRP is something resemble police.
Oh Lord.
Oh God. Oh, they're real good enough, boy. Oh God.
Much, man.
They're good, boy. They're good. They're good. Takesha says only love in the village. No room for hate or negativity. Just love. Abby,
Mhm,
welcome. Good
Love
night
to
in
you,
village
Nick.
and all in the chat. Welcome, Abby.
mhm.
And listener, and
Yeah, that.
listen to this, eh? You know what? What makes it? And I tooted my horn here. Vonnie Roberts is a UNC. He's a good one. He's a good one. He's a good one. He's a good UNC. And I agree with Vonnie Roberts. That's the way it does be. If a person, in my estimation, is making a whole lot of sense, and listen, that's what we should be doing, you know. The betterment for the country, you know.
That's right.
And it's about country, you know. You know, Bonnie say you know Trinidad have more serious problems than those two barrier jumpers.
Mhm,
Yeah, correct is right.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah,
Correct is right.
but the daily murder is really out of hand.
Out of hand. It's out of hand. You understand? And the thing about it is that it just seemed like if the people in power have just thrown their hands up and say we don't know what else to do. We don't know what else to do. Eh? All your wait. Let me look at something here. Let me just remember what the Ministry of National Security get for their budget in 23-24. The Ministry of National Security got $6.9 billion.
With a B.
With billion. 1.14 billion more than the 22-23 budget. Let me repeat that because those in the go along get along RP and them gang, they ain't gonna give all of them facts, you know. They don't give all of them no facts, you know. All they want to give all you about Kamala in 2010, 2015, and Basdeo Pandey, God rest his soul, between 1995 to 2001. I feel just now they go back to Naro. I feel so. Because they're running out of content, you know. They're running out. They're running out. Let me repeat that for you all. The national security budget for 22-23 was $5.9 billion. It was $134 million increase from 21-22. You hear that? 134 million increase, from 22-23, from 21-22 to 22-23. In 23-24, it is now $6.9 billion. $1.14 billion increase. And we had 576 murders this past year. Well, we had a 5% reduction. So you could say they use part of the budget to reduce the crime in Trinidad and Tobago
by 5%.
by 5%. Yes. Hey, Toby and Diana. Yeah. Yeah. So while they're saying 5%, you look at New York, you look at Philadelphia, you look at all these places. Some of them have millions more than Trinidad and Tobago. And the murder rate is less in those places than Trinidad and Tobago. COP, welcome.
Good night to you all, straight.
Good night.
Good night to you, Uncle Tony. And to Diane there, good night to you. Good night to the listeners of the Village program. KFC and Kingsley, Wall Street, Villager, foreigners and them, good night. You know, in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago over here, for the past 10 years, we spent over $60 billion on national security. For the past 10 years, it have nowhere else in the Western Hemisphere spend that kind of money on national security. And every year, we crime statistic go up higher and higher and higher, higher. Jump higher, higher, lower, lower. Not lower, just higher, higher, lower. You think any country in the world will allow that? Because that is not institution failure, you know. That is created failures. That is man failures. Nobody in the world will give an employee $60 billion, $70 billion and say, fix this problem for me. And for the past 10 years, it's not fixed. But the employees now just keep giving them more money.
Yep.
And they make excuse. Who does do that? What type of people does do something like that, Professor?
Brainwash people.
Think like that.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago.
Brainwash people.
Well, it had to be a people because human being was not designed to think so foolish. Human being. It have no country in the Western Hemisphere and the world spend that type of money. And an island of 1.4 million people. That's sad. I went to a drugstore. I mentioned talking politics. In Trinidad here, we spent $6 billion last year, 2023, on national security. A foreigner say, what are you saying? I say, yes, Trinidad right here, we spend $6 billion. Every year we just spend that. He said, what you saying? He said, nowhere else do that. And the citizens not holding the government accountable. What type of people think so? Foolish people think so. Brainwash people think like that. It come like you give the mason, you pay the mason $500 a day to plaster your house. And he not plastering it at all. And you just continue giving him money. And that's what we accept in Trinidad and Tobago over here. You think as as an independent citizen of this country, I can predict how things going here right now in Trinidad. I can predict how it will be next 5 years. The rich going to get richer. That is the East Indian community, the Syrian community, the Chinese community going to get richer, and the black community going to become poorer and poorer and poorer and poorer. That is what I see. You know.
Yep.
For the past 10 years, Diana, for the past 10 years in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, we spent over $80 billion in education. And for the past 10 years, more and more children fail education.
COP, you know, you took, I just looking at the Ministry of Education had the highest budget allocation in 23-24, $8 billion. $8 billion. And when the SEC come out, most of the kids scoring below 50% is black kids.
Yes, we seen, you know why? You know why? Because the school don't have proper facilities. How can you go in that school? We watch it on the news. The PTA people them highlighting it. You're seeing rat, cockroach, cobweb, all and these things in the school. No education. Suspect the children walking in the toilet. The foot and urine. They walking on urine to go in the washrooms. No pot water. Mothers and fathers had to put water in, buy water and put that in the lunch kit for the children and them. 1.4 million people and $60 billion across our budget every year. And we accept that. And we classify ourselves as mothers and fathers and human beings that thinking positive and not negative. We're trying to be cool, calm, and collective. You lie. You're trying to be a PNM. That's what you're trying to be.
Thank you.
You're trying to mislead the future of this country.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
And Walshit, let me ask you something. Sorry, I just want to take a minute again. Let me ask you something. I don't think that the police officer might sound, it might come across harsh, but she did the right thing, you know. When the fella called the station, he said my wife called the E99 and they said they're going to call this police station over here, and nobody didn't come. The lady said, you know where St. Joseph police station is? He said yes. She says, so why you don't come and make an official report? That is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to call from the phone for emergency, an emergency call with your phone, and then rush to the police station to make an official report where you'll get your receipt. That is what you're supposed to do. That is what is happening over here.
Yeah, but is that the right thing?
Well, the right thing is to go and go in the station and make a report where you'll get your receipt. It might come across harsh. The lady may be some ignorant, but that don't mean to say you had to send she quite toko. I see 2 police officers was cussing down in that station. I want to fight, and nobody was to move.
Yeah, but COP. I think the woman police constable, the way it sounded on the phone, it just didn't sound right.
We take at least $2,000 extra from his salary for the month in passage, in traveling allowance. That is the discipline.
Well, yeah, because
at least about $2,000 out of his money.
But listen to this.
That is a discipline.
But listen to this. Listen to this, right? I've always said it. When you are working in the public, there are consequences for your actions. Even when you have kids, there are consequences for your actions. And you have to understand that
across the board, eh?
Across the board. Yeah, across the board. You have to understand that if you are going to have certain behaviors, that there is a possibility that, well, you know, that might cause me some problems, you know. You have to think twice.
Yes. But remember, if we're going across the board for the past year, for 2023, we see more arrogance in police station amongst police themselves than this girl arrogance.
Correct.
And with no discipline.
No. We had discipline. You remember the guy? You remember the police fella on in Port of Spain where he jack up the guard the ticket.
You're something like you're trying to remember there.
No, the ticket person. You remember the ticket person with the jack up?
Diane, you're not backing him up. You're not.
Or the municipal police guy?
Are you so quiet?
The municipal policeman that was
Yeah,
trying to issue the ticket.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But that municipal police, is
No,
this
no,
the
no.
same as.
That was a regular police against a
Oh, sorry.
municipal police.
You,
Okay. All right. Mhm.
Yeah.
the young police officer,
Mm.
come across harsh
Yeah, she did.
and ignorant.
Yeah.
That is how it come across in the airwave. And probably in she heart, she will be recognized that, hey, it's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that. But she did the right thing because when the guy called the station, he didn't even say, well, my name is so and so, and my wife called. You just call and say, my wife make a report. She called Ina said, oh, call over here. We want to know for the if it had any report or some kind of thing like that. That is what he mentioned. He wasn't professional. And the woman said to him, you know which part the St. Joseph police station is? He said, yeah. She says, so why don't come and make an official report?
All right, let me leave
And
it
you're
there.
supposed to make an official report. You know, in Trinidad and Tobago, you can make an emergency call, but you have to go in the station to get a receipt because every report you make is get a receipt.
Yeah. All right, leave it up here. Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Bless. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Ooh.
at the end of the day, we can twist it, turn it all we wanted, but yeah. Abby says the guy was not rude to her.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he said. Diana, did you hear the phone call? The guy was not rude to her. The guy wasn't rude.
Yeah, I agree. Oh my
Very
God.
respectable.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Why was she so rude to him?
I have no idea. I'm not in her head. I was just saying, how she could have been disciplined differently. Hey, I done with that now.
Bonnie said in politics, you can be friends today and the next day be enemies. It's Trinidad politics. Politics have a morality of its own. Remember that? Rishi, welcome. Saying you don't know by chance you're living in the same place as we do. What is that one?
I don't know.
Rishi, where's that one?
Yeah.
Walls say, Walls, if Kamala die, we have a next state funeral. Captain. Oh, God. Abby said, yes, answer. Diana finding a reason for a lawyer, but right is right and wrong is wrong.
Well, that's an opinion of mine. I'm done with that. And that is the thing in Trinidad and Tobago. You should have the right to have your opinion and voice it respectfully.
Yeah,
Everything is like, petty and ego and.
Mean Gene says, Diana, don't let the behavior of a few taint the majority.
Well, when you deal with a majority of them and they act that way, you wonder where the culture is. What's the culture inside there?
The majority. It's not a majority of the police officers like that.
Hear my statement, Anselm. I said, when you act with a majority and the majority you enacted with interface with are that way, you wonder what the culture is in there.
I don't understand.
Okay, well, I will leave it there then.
Okay. Yeah, Margaret said, Miss Diana, the man wife called E99, so he never interacted with her prior. Yeah, I'll be right. If you were not invited, there are no exceptions to the rules. It's protocol. But Abby, if you show up and they know who you are, there's always exceptions to the rule. I always believe there are exceptions to the rule.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Abby, as I understand protocols, but they were biased with their invite. Oh, Margaret said they were biased.
Talk your talk, Margaret. And we know that.
No, Abby's correct. Margaret, but as they showed up, I would have let them in. And Abby, I am agreeing with that. This is what Vonnie Roberts says. I'm totally in agreement with them. Even though they were not invited, but they showed up, let them come in.
But the pettiness, that is what I'm saying.
Show them a little respect.
The pettiness and the ego and the ego and the spitefulness of them, of the PNM, caused them to act that way toward her. A bunch of spiteful, petty, egotistical people. That's all it is. Bunch of them, all of them are ego. Ego's up to here. The ego taller than a lot of them. I got PNM to dead. I'm like, okay, you go dead at PNM then. You know? Yeah, that petty, petty.
Yeah, we just Margaret Surrey shows on a roll tonight with facts. You know. Oh, listen. All you remember the video we played by Jeff Bezos.
Yep.
Let me play that video again. Diana, you didn't hear this video, but listen to this video by Jeff Bezos. You wouldn't believe Jeff Bezos talks about the go along, get along. Jeff Bezos, I couldn't believe it. Here it is.
We humans are not really truth-seeking animals. We are social animals.
Yeah, we are.
And, take you back in time 10,000 years and you're in a small village. If you go along to get along, you can survive. You can procreate. If you're the village truth teller, you might get clubbed to death in the middle of the night. Truths are often, they don't want to be heard because important truths can be uncomfortable, they can be awkward, they can be exhausting,
impolite,
yes,
all that kind of stuff.
Challenging. They can make people defensive, even if that's not the intent. But any high-performing organization, whether it's a sports team, a business, a political organization, an activist group, I don't care what it is, any high-performing organization has to have mechanisms and a culture that supports truth-telling.
Yep.
Just imagine if we had political organizations in Trinidad with a truth mechanism. Because the people at the top, they don't want to hear no truth. They don't want to hear truth. So you come with this truth. Who do you think you is? You is Pontius Pilate. You understand? They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear no truth.
I like what you say. The people at the top, they don't want to hear no truth. It's so true. It's
they don't want to hear
true. You couldn't have said it better. You see them at the top? Them is the problem. Them is the problem. You have any organization you go in, that's true. Jeff Bezos know what he talking about, huh?
You really know what you're talking about. It's truth.
Yeah, boy.
And you put sports organization. We go from sports to politics,
Yeah, boy.
And that's why the PNM and the UNC, people that say, boy, I don't want either of them no more,
Mm-hmm.
Because where is the mechanism for speaking the truth?
Mm.
I mean, when you listen to the PNM go along, the RPNM go along, get along radio hosts, them don't speak about no solutions to the problems in Trinidad, especially for the people that look like them, Them not talking about that, because if they speak about that, they cannot go along to get along. That's why I name them the go along, get along RPNM gang. Them can't speak so,
Why they can't speak so? Why? I want to know why. Why? Because if I'm belonging to a group and they're doing stupidness, I'm going to say. I'm not going to go along with it, But hey, listen. Please. For threatening me with firing me, I'm like, okay, make it. I go get unemployment benefits and I go later arrest myself or go to Bago for a while or go to the car. That ain't doing me nothing. You have to have a backbone. You have to stand up on your own. You have to stand up and stand out instead of just existing Stand up for something with purpose. Friday, what? You fire me? The law say you had to give me unemployment for 6 long months. And please fire me in the winter or the summer. If I'm in the winter, I'll go on to the Caribbean. And when I like I always say when I left, I was looking for a job. When I came, I was looking for one. Go why am I gonna sit and be a part of a go along, get along? That don't make sense. Why? Why be part of that? Come on, man. It's fear. Everybody fearful. Fearful
Why?
of losing what?
Why, Tommy?
Because the truth could get you killed.
Yeah.
Because
I
the
like
truth
that.
you killed.
I like the operative word. Could, not will. Could. Could, not will. Okay? Good.
Did you just hear what Jeff Bezos said? Did you see
Hey,
Jeff Bezos, what he said?
what Jeff Bezos said.
The
And
man is man is a trillionaire,
I don't
and he
care. He's a tree. He could be a huh? The truth, yes, the truth could get you killed. It will not get you killed. It may not always get you killed. So you go in a courtroom and you have to speak the truth, so help me God, and you swear on a Bible. How come they don't get killed when them speaking the truth? Especially you're witnessing something. You gotta speak the truth. At some point in time.
Anna, Anna,
Hmm,
they're talking about
hmm.
truth in organizations. They're talking
Well,
about truth like in sports organizations. They're talking about truths in place like political organization. They ain't talking about truths in our court.
truth, a truth is a truth, and it should be a truth anywhere.
Should be, but should is the key, is the operative. Should
Man,
be.
the truth should be anywhere. It's a truth.
Should, but
Could get you killed. Yeah, we know that, but it doesn't always have to. May save somebody from getting killed.
Let's listen to this voice.
Just saying.
Let's listen to this voice now.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tommy. Good afternoon, Mr. Worship and Diana again. Mr. Worship, that love and that passion, the show for the East Indian community. Love to my East Indian brothers and sisters. Why don't you show that love and passion to the black brothers and sisters who are in East-West corridor? All of them coming along and talking to the black brothers and sisters. See the love the PNM have. They love all kind of people. They love their own black brothers and sisters. PNM boy, the evil and wicked.
Ooh.
Let's take our next voice. Hold on. Oh God, this is a long one, but hold on. Let me see.
Listen, you know, this is why I am proud to be a Grenadian. Yes, I, Marcia Brave Boy, I am proud to be a Grenadian. And don't tell me I am a seasoned journalist and I am supposed to know better. What the hell? What the hell is a state funeral? Why do they call it a state funeral? Can they find another name for it? Why does any citizen of Trinidad and Tobago need an invitation to attend a state funeral? We had something similar in Grenada, I believe, for Eric Geary. And the whole damn country is welcome if they want to come. It's the death of a former prime minister. We having a state funeral. I don't know this thing about invitation to attend a state funeral. Don't send me no explanation about what it means, what it really means, because apparently it is just something for a few people to feel important. That does not make any sense. Why does Karen Nunez Teixeira or any citizen of Trinidad and Tobago need an invitation to attend a state funeral? And even if Pete Rowley said to Amy Brown, no invitation for the former president, Hamel Smith, and Karen Nunez Teixeira, very petty. It's a funeral. Basgo Pandey had a lot of associates, a lot of acquaintances, a lot of people who hung out with him. So what is wrong if they had asked for invitations? What was wrong with sending them the invitations? What is wrong with that? You telling me the family was against Karen Nunez Teixeira and Hamilton Smith attending Bazio Pande's funeral? I don't think so. And if Amy Brown recognized Karen Nunez Teixeira there, even if his boss said something to him, because for whatever petty reason, he saw them. So just acknowledge them and welcome them in. There's nothing he could do. They showed up. You know, why snub them and walk away, which is what she said happened. I don't know Amy Brown to, to be like that. I'm actually surprised that he did that. Because Amy Brown, when he was a few years ago, before he was a minister, when the same Prime Minister Keith Rowley come and talk some nonsense about why he not helping flood victims in UNC areas, Amy Brown was openly vocal against that. So how did someone like him with that level of maturity make such a U-turn? Because that is not the Amy Brown I know. The Amy Brown I know would have acknowledged Karen Nunez Teixeira and just welcome her, just a formality because she showed up. What you could do about that? Nothing you could do about that. Right? All these petty nonsense and foolishness in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm very sorry, but I'm sorry, but the smaller islands is more mature in just a lot of things and more efficient when it comes to renewing passport, giving people passport, the banking system, and it has nothing to do with size of country. It's just a whole lot less corruption in those systems and that's in those smaller islands. Because this kind of thing, what happened today in Basdio Pande's funeral, the 9th of January, 2024. The security saying, well, she didn't get an invitation, but he don't want to turn them away. He tell them, well, you want to climb over here, you could go ahead and do that. So she do it. And I see absolutely nothing wrong with that. As for the protocol and the red tapes and so on, all of that for a state funeral, really, really Trinidad and Tobago, a state funeral and people need an invitation to attend a state funeral. What does state suggest? What does state mean? Not the people. Not the people are invited to the funeral. A state funeral is really just for the military, the president, and the prime minister, and those people at that level to feel important. That's what it is. That does not make any sense. I'm very sorry. That does not make any sense. I saw nothing wrong with what Karen Nunez Teixeira did. I saw absolutely nothing wrong with it, and I don't agree with all this invitation to attend a state funeral and the family have to agree and the and the government have to agree. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? Why are we aliens to each other? Come on.
Yes,
What
Marcia.
tax?
I love
What
you.
tax?
I love you, Marcia.
What
Listen to this.
tax?
You see, if we could get that version of Marcia Brave Boy more often, we could see a lot of good things happening for the UNC. If we could get that version of Marcia Brave Boy, because she's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
If it's a state funeral, she's right.
Mm-hmm.
She's right. If it's a state funeral, what the hell you need an invitation for? It's
Marcia,
state funds paying for the funeral.
Marcia, you are so
Give me
right.
a round of applause. She's
Love
absolutely
you,
correct.
love you, Marcia. I love you.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can get Marcia Brave Boy on the phone. What time it is? All right, it's almost the top of the hour. Let me try and see something. Let me try this really quick. Marcia Brave. Marcia. Okay. Hold on.
Oh, excuse me.
Tommy burping loud.
Brave Boy.
Tell nobody.
What?
Don't tell. Don't.
But you did it live on air.
Calling Marcia Brave Boy. Marcia, before you say anything, you are live on WZYE 95.9 FM in the village with the DAT Triplets. It is Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and the storm with you on live on WZYE 95.9 FM. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. Good night to you and your team there, your wonderful team and some. I see you're keeping the good. I see you're keeping the good work up. That's a lot of work, to run a media house. You know that.
We're trying. But Marcia, the reason why we call you is we just heard your voice note. And I said to them, I wish we could get this version of Marcia Brave Boy more often. this version of Marcia Brave Boy was, I mean,
Right back.
you was on the money, and I
But
never thought
It
about
was
it.
just brilliant.
Huh? No, it was brilliant. It was
I
brilliant.
said it was just brilliant.
No, it was brilliant.
Yeah,
Marcia,
because I recently
Hold up, Marcia.
in
Tommy wants to
Grenada.
say something. Hold up. Go ahead, Tommy.
Marcia, I love you.
Tommy.
I love you, Tom. Don't you all want to put me on video?
You want to come on video?
Yeah.
I will send you the link. All right, you what to do? I will send you the link, and you will come on after the 8 o'clock hour. All right? I will send you the link now. Okay. All right.
After 8 o'clock your time.
Yeah, after 8 o'clock our time. It's only about 5 minutes. All right. Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. And folks, you know, Tommy and Diana, that's how we do it, you know. We believe, and that's why we say balance, you know. You pick up the phone and call the person. If the person make an excellent contribution, what is wrong with acknowledging that contribution? What's wrong with that? That's how we could make Trinidad and Tobago a better place. She's absolutely correct. It's taxpayers' dollars. She's right. If you're using taxpayers' dollars, all 1.4 million people want to come to the funeral, they should be allowed to come to the funeral and just show up. Yeah.
Correct is right.
Correct is right, man. So that point make a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Why do I need for a government, a state-sanctioned funeral? Right? A state-sanctioned funeral. I need an invitation. And the point that we made, Amory Brown, Dr. Amory Brown, was practicing what he knows he has to practice. Right? At this point in time, they made a decision not to invite them, right? So he had to continue to distance himself because it's a collective decision that was made. He can't go back now and say, well, you could come in now, you know. Oh, you got to answer to his boss. And of course, there are consequences to his actions. Oh, God. Boy.
Who does his boss work for?
The people.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, God. Mean Jean said, Diana, you're talking like that because you only have Stormy to take care of. Oh, God.
Diana, you going to respond?
Abby says, Diana, you're in the land of opportunities here in Trinidad and Tobago. It's far and few in between. Oh, God. What is it? Denise, welcome. Let's see, what is this one here? Captain Singh, I gotta check and see. I don't know if I get it. Abby says, Diana sounded like it's a movie we in, laughed out loud. Oh, the people in a movie in Trinidad, boy. Folks, you're gonna go for a quick break. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Stick and say, it's the storm. Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this short message. Stick and say.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
This is oh Lord, Trinidad and Tobago. This is DJ Bravo. I'm hurting you know. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But let the moderator sin another body in a drain. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody's sunburn. Who take the S out of Port of Spain? This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. Now with the love, with the vibes, with the hope. Now tell me something, how we really want we cope. When the children breathing in too much gun smoke. And the Coast Guard can never see a boat. You're sounding like some goats when they come looking for votes. Say the empty promises, reading like a horoscope. Justice for sale in a fat envelope. Politically, all the answers is a joke. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But let the moderator sin another body in a drain. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody's sunburn. Who take the S out of Port of Spain? This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. It doesn't matter the religion, the color, the creed, or the race. It's our responsibility to take care of our place. Champion. Deliver them. But here again, we are in the same khaki pants. We have those modern pills who oppress the poor, represents interest.
You know, Lady Gypsy come up with a new calypso, right? Y'all heard it?
We like the Israelites living there. Please send us another Jesus again.
And of course, we are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. TNT time and 6 to 9 p.m. USA time. Let's bring in our good friend, Marcia Brave Boy, who is, of course, a friend of WZYE 95.9 FM. And
Absolutely.
Marcia put out a splendiferous voice note. Somebody just sent it to me, you know, Marcia. Somebody
Really?
sent it to me and I say, well, boy, let me play it. I could play it because I know Marcia don't use obscene language.
Not really.
Apparently that it was nice and clean, you know. And after we played it, I said, but I have to call Marcia Brave Boy. So here you are. And Marcia, we really want to compliment you on that voice note because what you stated makes sense.
Yeah.
It
Thank
makes
you. Thank you very much, Anselm. Good night to you, Diane and Tommy. I've been having a good time because I'll be turning 50 tomorrow. It's 10th of January. That's my birthday. So I have been elated and excited and building up to celebrating 50. You know, some people don't enjoy that, but I'm actually looking forward to it. So I found myself just doing this video out of excitement because you notice I came off the Facebook and platforms and so on. I just decided this thing just kind of got under my skin. And I wonder why Trinidad and Tobago is like that, why this country operates like that, why so many prejudices, so much corruption, so much bottlenecks. Why all of this nonsense? What is all of that for? We had a state funeral in Grenada just a couple months ago. The gentleman's name is Adrian Mitchell, known as Spaceman. He was a very popular government minister. He was not a prime minister, just a minister. And they had a state funeral for him, right? And he was a minister in the former government of Keith Mitchell. And they had a state funeral for Adrian Mitchell, a government minister. I believe he was a minister of sports. And everyone was invited. It's a state funeral. State funerals suggest everyone is invited. The vagrants are invited. In Trinidad and Tobago, the vagrants sitting down in front of Royal Bank, they invited, they got to show up. It's a state funeral. It is for everybody. What is this thing about you didn't have an invitation? Then why are you calling it a state funeral if people need an invitation to attend? That does not make any sense. So is that some kind of post-colonial hypocritical system that they adopted and carrying out all these archaic laws? Is that something with some mafiosi code inside of it? Why all of these biases and prejudices? And why did they use the Keith Rowley-led PNM government? Why did they use the opportunity of Basvio Pandey's funeral to mess on some people, as it were, to cut style, to have a few orgasmic seconds of pleasure, just to cut style on certain people, to say, you're not invited, you're not invited, you're not invited. It's a state funeral. It's for everybody. Everybody's invited, but everybody's not invited. Certainly not you. Excuse me, ma'am, sir. What is your name? Karen Nunez Fischera, Timothy Hamilton. You're not invited. It's a state funeral. It's for everybody, but it's not for you. What is that all about? I want to know what is that all about. I mean, looking on as someone living in this country, I want to know why Trinidad and Tobago does that. What is going on under this Keith Rowley government? Why all this infantile, puerile, kindergarten style of governance and way of doing things? Why?
That's the Cosa Nostra way, Marcia. Happy birthday. The Cosa
Thank you.
Nostra way, girl. Aye.
I don't like the Cosa Nostra way. It's annoying, and I have outgrown that. We are too old for that. Keith Rowley is 74, and running a government like that. I mean, what kind of pettiness is? What nonsense is it? And Amy Brown is a good fellow. Amory Brown is one of the most mature, young men that I have seen, shown shown promising to be a future prime minister. He was endorsed by Patrick Manning, a former prime minister, to take over the PNM. But everybody talks about Rodal Munilal taking over UNC because Kamala endorsed him. But nobody talks about the fact that Patrick Manning endorsed Amory Brown to become a future prime minister of this country. Nobody talks about that because the fight inside the PNM for succeeding Kid Rowley is a lot more vicious. Just the UNC likes to wash their dirty linen in public, but that fight inside there is a lot more vicious and could end up in some cases, in ways that some of us may not expect if people are not careful. But he is somebody that I know to be very mature. I remember, to give an example of that, I remember when Keith Rowley a few years ago coming out and giving all kinds of reasons why his government is not helping flood victims in UNC areas. And then, as someone who follows internet data and everything, after he made his statements in the media, he sends his bloggers to back him up. His bloggers will come on Facebook and say, let UNC take all the money they thief and help the flood victims. Right? So that is the message. That's what he really trying to say when he explaining why he was not helping the flood victims of UNC areas. And when he made that comment, Amory Brown was not in his government as yet. He was on Facebook saying this thing is about people. This is not about, and he referenced the words of Keith Rowley. And I thought that was the end of Amory Brown when he said what he said on his Facebook page, disagreeing with Keith Rowley and saying that the help of the state is for all of the people, and it doesn't matter if it's a UNC area. And I said, that's the end of Amory Brown. And then when I saw Keith Rowley brought him into his government, I said, wow, there's some level of maturity about Keith Rowley, but the lack of consistency, this comes and happens with Basdia Pandey's funeral, and we see Michaela Pandey struggling she couldn't remember the name of the opposition leader. She honored and the presence of the leader of the opposition, but she didn't say her name, and that was high up in her eulogy. And coming down to the end of the eulogy, and she broke down and she couldn't hold back the tears and she was crying. She found the strength to call out Dr. Amory Brown's name and say things like she was so happy. They were so happy at the engineering and so that they did that. They went out of their way to help their father have this funeral, the state funeral. Of course, that they kept out a whole lot of people out of it. This Karen and Hammersmith made noise, but they were just an example of what they did to a whole lot of people regarding that funeral. And she found the energy to call Amory Brown's name. She called his name in tears, but she couldn't say Kamala Prasad Bisesa. She didn't remember Kamala Prasad Bisesa's name, right? Just the leader of the opposition, but she didn't know the name of the leader of the opposition. All of that rubbish came down in Basdio Pandey's funeral. It was just a large river of dirty water with old fridge and old stove and feces and all kinds of nonsense that just went down, in that funeral with people using the opportunity to snub this one and to keep out this one. And then when you look inside SAPA, you saw a lot of empty seats, and all the people were there apparently were the important people, and a whole lot of people were on the outside. These things did not look good. None of it looked good. And Karen Nunes Teixeira and Timothy Hammersmith just decided to make a statement about what was really happening in that funeral, because without giving all the details of all the other things, they were just an example of a whole lot of people that they did that to. It's a state funeral. The man is dead. Why are you using a dead man's body and his funeral and his whatever it is he achieved in life, which is a lot, to score some points and to have some little orgasmic moment of pleasure that's only going to last a few seconds? Why did you do that? Why did Keith Rowley and his government do that?
Marcia taking a jab at my prime minister. Like he need some black hands.
Marcia, you just talk truth to power. I love.
So Marcia, what about the seating of the opposition leader. You think that was an issue or that was not an issue? And that there were many who were saying that she was seated not in the front row as a dignitary, but she
Yeah.
was seated with ordinary people a few rows up in Sapa.
And she didn't mind because, she didn't decide to stay away. She went and she sat down where she could have sat down. And, you know, um, that was just a taste of Michaela's politics. Maybe that's how she hopes to make a comeback in the UNC. Maybe she's deciding to go and join the PNM. Maybe she is deciding, maybe somebody give her a courage that they're gonna get rid of Kamala just now. So don't give her no airplane your daddy funeral because we go to throw out just now, and when we come we're going to bring you in. And all of that, they will call it conjecture and scurrilous and spurious allegations, as they like to brand me with all of this thing. But I would say something to Michaela about that situation, with how the opposition leader was treated and the scant disregard that was shown to her at Basdio Pandey's funeral. Her political light went out with the death of her father.
Wow.
And that is something she did not realize. She never understood. And I have always said it when the UNC was in government and I was on Talk City Radio. I said to Michaela, Michaela, start an NGO. Go out there and do things for people and build your own name, and stop attaching yourself to your father's glow and accomplishments. Go out there and build your own bridges and accomplish your own. I said that to Michaela. Michaela's father eclipsed her, right? And now in his death, she thinks, I don't know what she thinks. But she simply is someone who does not understand politics and does not understand that with the death of her father, her light just went out like about by 3/4. And there's about maybe 2 or 3 individuals in the UNC. If they get to take over the party, there were 2 individuals who, if they succeed Kamala, they will likely give Michaela a chance. But there's one other person there who she's really expecting to bring her by their side. That is the person self that I think will not even fart on Michaela, would not bother with Michaela. That's the person who she's expecting to elevate her. That's the person that is not going to bother with her. Because that's the kind of person that he is.
Marcia,
Right?
is that person currently an MP in the UNC?
Yes, that person is an MP, and that person is, I know Michaela is relying on that person to take over the
Do
party.
they represent a
And
community that have an O in it?
Oh, boy, here
pardon?
you go.
Do they represent a constituency that have an O in it?
Who, if they represent a constituency that what?
That have O in it. It starts with O.
Yes, correct. Oh, like the full moon. If she take that
Okay.
person, come in and bring her by their side, she better think again, because she has no political mileage now with the death of her father, whether she knows it or not. I must say, brave boy, telling her that on the eve of my birthday, of my 50th birthday, I am telling Michaela that.
But Marcia, we have heard rumblings in the UNC, right? And about certain factions of people who are vying to be the next political leader. I've heard Rushton Parry. I've heard Monilal. I've
Mhm.
heard Julian John. I've heard Vassan Brown is no longer UNC, right?
Yeah, he is UNC, of course.
Okay, I haven't heard Vassan Brown named that much.
Yeah, he's UNC.
Those are some of the JB Appa said Khadija. Nah, I didn't hear Khadija name.
No, Khadija has always said that. I remember one time when I spoke to her, personally about, succeeding the political leader, and she said, not me. She said that fight is not for me. She doesn't want that battle, to become a political leader and to be fought for the position. Khadija had told me outright a few years ago that she was not interested in that. So
I've also heard Anita Haynes. I've heard Anita Haynes as well. So how do you, if If, just if, or when Mrs. Kamla Prasad Busesa stepped down, who do you believe are the next 3 to 4 people will be vie for the political leader of the UNC?
Yeah, okay, let me just respond. Vonnie Roberts, no, that MP I'm referring to is not from Mayaro. um,
We just gave my hand to tell him it's the one with the O.
I I um I don't know. I really believe I don't know who I don't know what's gonna happen because it's politics and you don't know how the political landscape is gonna slip and turn and slide. You just don't know, but you know for sure, you know 100% certain that Rural Munilal will put up a challenge because the feather he has in his cap is that he got an endorsement from the present leader some years ago when she became prime minister. You know, these reporters, they just walked up to her, and I think it was on the steps of the HDC, outside the HDC, where outside of Rural Manilal's ministry, and they asked her. They said, as first woman prime minister, who in your cabinet you would like to see succeed you? And she thought about it, and she said, Dr. Rural Manilal. And Dr. Rural Manilal, you know, in my mind, became a different person from the moment of that endorsement. You know, he probably never expected it because you remember he was not on her slate. He was on Basdio Pandey's slate, and he was the only one on Basdio Pandey's slate who won. And that's how he ended up in the Prasad Bisesa cabinet and has become quite a heavyweight, in fact, in the UNC. The Rushton Parry thingy, I really believe, you know, some people telling me no, but I honestly believe that the Rushton Parry is a huge deception. And if I could borrow a line by Ian Alain, Kamala Prasad Bisesa and Basbio Pandey don't have any luck with people with whose names begin with R. You know, in Pandey time it was Ramesh and whoever, you know, that was interfering with him, and now they calling Rushton, they calling Rudal, they calling. But I think there is something bigger happening behind Rushton Parry. There is there is no way there was some, you know, Ian Allen had broke the story about 9 MPs signing to oust Kamala as the opposition leader, to oust Kamala Prasad Bisesa as the opposition leader, and they just needed one more, you know, to get rid of her. And the strategy was that they were hoping if she's ousted as opposition leader, then that would weaken her. And the real person who's coming to take the party will then come and contest as a political leader, or they felt they might have been able to force her to resign and then run for the political leadership. But I do not believe I am of the strong conviction that there is no way Rushton Parry can attract 9 MPs to make him the opposition leader. I just don't think he has that influence in the party. I believe it was a strategy used by someone who has the influence, and he decided that he will, you know, for some strange reason, front for the person, be an opposition leader, but very temporary, and then they hope to oust her as political leader. It's a very, very sloppy affair, very sloppy political strategy, if you ask me. You know, that will, you know, fragment the party and disenchant a lot of followers and supporters. Um, it's just uninteresting and sloppy politics, if you ask me. It's a sloppy strategy. It's not good.
I wonder what Dr. What's his name? Jay Mohammed would say, or Bishnu Raghunath to Marcia's statement that Michaela's political life gone. What do you think, Ansem? You want to put him in or call him?
You know, Shane Mohammed and they
No,
have.
but anybody heard me? Anselm heard me? Or Tommy, anyone heard me?
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay.
Shane Mohammed and they have been like really close to Michaela. So I don't know if he will have a good perspective on that because of his closeness, you know, that he shared with Michaela Pandey and stuff. But I believe, in my humble opinion, Mr. Pandey eclipsed Michaela, and Michaela did not use her father's greatness to elevate herself. She was just there by his side, enjoying his popularity, the fact that a lot of people loved him, and that's all she did really. She just attached herself to his glow, but she did not really capitalize on who her dad was, like set up things like an NGO and get her dad to assist her, and she would have been the one projected. She's studying to start political party and stopping it and starting and stopping political party, when all Michaela needed to do is start an NGO helping people, right? Because and she was not interested in that. She showed no interest. She was not doing anything. She has not done anything to put herself on the map. And she had opportunities to do that, because I was one of the women who used to attend almost every function of Hazel Brown. And Michaela used to be there at some of them. And Hazel Brown was trying to do things with Michaela to elevate Michaela. And Michaela did not show an interest. She just showed up as Basdio Pandey's daughter, and that just made her feel good, and it was just like a sniff of drug. She sniffed it and she gone, right? But nothing else happening. That's it. And that's just how she operated. And that's how, unfortunately, she used the greatness of her dad, Basdio Pandey. She really did not use it to elevate herself, to put herself on the map and to develop her own glow. Now that he's dead, what? What's she gonna do now? Who's going to take her on now?
Maybe she'll take your advice.
I don't know. But she should have taken my advice a long time ago. That was like about 8 years ago when I was on Talk City. You had 8 years, to build your name and not be eclipsed by your dad continually. But I have to say, I admired the father-daughter relationship with Michaela and Mr. Pandey. It was just something I thought was phenomenal, that she was everywhere with her dad and she loved her dad so much and he loved her so much. I remember at one of the Hazel Brown functions, she had come outside and she was in the distance with someone taking pictures. Thank you for the birthday greetings, JB, and there was somebody else who told me happy birthday. Thank you very much. Yeah, she came out of the Hazel Brown function. I remember distinctly some years ago. And somebody wanted to take a picture with her. And she went and stood by the tree, and Mr. Pandey had come with her. He was there, and he stood in the distance looking at her, and he was like this, he watching his daughter, and he folded his face in his palms. And he was so excited about her and so proud of her and thinking, my daughter is going to be like political leader of the party that I founded. And he is right to think that, but I felt she should have stepped up her game above that thinking, because the creator of the OWTU, you see their child, their son or their daughter taking over the OWTU, the person who created the PNM, you see their son or their daughter taking over the PNM. It's just not how these things work. You can't treat the UNC as a piece of real estate of yours because your dad was the founder and sit down there waiting on it. And garbage, heaps of garbage bloggers from the PNM especially will come and say, Basil Pandey founded that party and Kamala should step aside and give it to Michaela. How dumb is that? How absolutely dumb is that? Why would that nonsense even comes out of somebody's head? That's not how these things work. Nobody who creates an organization, it's not created for your child to take it over. That's just not how it works. And that is how Michaela keeps treating it, as though this party is hers. And Kamala and them hijacked it. And when she issued that statement some days ago and talk about their fathers at their side and all of that, and talk about who tried to hijack the party, I said, oh, Mr. Pandey is dead. Right? Because the tone of that message suggested to me that he was dead. They announced his death on New Year's Day in 2024. But I think the days before, in December, when she issued that statement, I think Mr. Pandey was dead since then.
Oh boy.
So, but, all then, even in that state that he was in, dying, you're talking about who taking over the party and you still behaving as though this party is your piece of real estate for you to inherit. Why is Michaela doing that? Why? She's not making any sense.
I said there's a question on the screen. Abby asks, Marcia, after PNM closed down Petrotrin and UNC didn't win the general election, you think they will win in 2025?
I really don't. When I give my view on that 2020 election, and I showed all the discrepancies of the election, and people were coming on Facebook and saying things like the places that they normally voted were shifted. Yeah, thank you, Miss Julian, for your birthday greetings. Right, so
I
there,
mean Jean, Mr. Julian.
Min Jean. Okay, thank you, Min Jean, Julian, for your birthday greetings. And I think the previous one was Margaret, some Margaret Green or something like
Yeah,
that.
Margaret
Ganesh.
and
Yeah,
Jenny.
right. Thank you very much, Margaret, for your greetings. Yeah. Sorry. What I was saying. What was the point I was making? About the, I was talking about the discrepancies of the 2020 election. Whatever it is that happened with that election, I think that question is a very valid question. That was the election for the UNC to win. In that election, a lot of people came out. You had a landslide of voters. You had situations where people were lined up at the Gulf City Mall for hours and hours and just turned and went back home. And you had the UNC just sitting there doing absolutely nothing about that. And if after the closure of Petrotrin they could not win that 2020 election, then yes, it is a valid and good question to ask if they can win any other election after that. 2020 was UNC's time. They should have been in government in 2020. And
Okay.
if that could not happen, it's a good question to ask. Well, can they win any other election after that? It's a good question. It's a valid question.
Not even where they say historically when there's a coalition government, the incumbent is usually kicked out.
Um, I am not one of those people who agree. I think the UNC politics is a numbers game, and I believe the UNC have the numbers to win the elections. It is my humble view as well that Keith Rowley is one of the most politically unattractive figure, ever, that the UNC is coming up against and struggling to beat. Seem to have the numbers to win, but Keith Rowley somehow gets to outnumber them with votes in very questionable and shady ways. You have to question how he went in marginals by 3,000 votes and 4,000 votes when Patrick Manning, who was a statesman, could not pull that off. Kamala Persad-Bissessar did not pull that off in 2010 when there was Kamala mania. She was winning marginals by 1,200 and 2,000 votes. And the same with Patrick Manning. So how Keith Rowley, who is far less politically attractive than they are, winning these marginal seats by over 3,000 votes? How is that happening? How did he win the entire corridor by 9,052 votes here, 9,042 votes next seat? 9,032 votes. Now, what kind of template is that? What kind of numbers is that? What sorcery is this? There's just a
Liquito,
lot of
you ever hear about
there's a lot of
Liquito?
things. There's a lot of things about election results with Keith Rowley that does not make sense. How it is in the 2020 election, we saw two situations of La Hocata Talparo and Sangre Grande, where the votes came in bulk as opposed to polling division by polling division. So the votes came in 3,000 and something and 3,000 and something, and PNM was ahead by one vote. And then a bulk of numbers just came in next, and PNM won the seat for Sangre Grande and for La Talparo. We have no idea which polling divisions they came from, and the UNC did not question that in 2020. And all these things were questionable. I was asking questions about it on Facebook, and me and a whole set of people was asking, why the UNC not challenging this? What polling divisions did these numbers come from? We don't know election results to come in by bulk. It comes in by polling division. And La Hocata Talparo and Sangre Grande did not come in by polling division. So it's not scurrilous and conjecture to say that the seats were stolen and that it was stolen with the help of the UNC. It was easy for people, for a good bit of us to conclude that. Because the EBC can't rig an election by themselves. It has to be traitors on board the UNC working with the PNM. They're dressed in yellow, but they're red. Working with the PNM and handing Keith Rowley these elections because these results not making any sense. What happened with Lohokotat Alparo and Sangre Grande in 2020 that the votes came in by bulk and we did not see what polling divisions they came from. That's a rigged election. That's what that is. A rigged election
Ooh,
with the cooperation of not just the EBC, but elements in the UNC itself.
your disclaimer. Play your disclaimer, Uncle.
And JB,
You're
JB
getting
say Tobago,
pre-protocol letter.
JB Harper say Tobago Obia is better than Grenada Obia. I'm not arguing that, JB. Keith Rowley's Obia is certainly better than UNC Obia.
But Massey doing over here too, so hey.
Obia actually means obedience to God. You know, it is not something bad. Historically, the white man has demonized it, even though they use it themselves now to get what they want in this world. But Obia actually in the Yoruba, where the richness of the religion exists in spaces like Nigeria and so on. Obia is not something bad. It simply means obedience to God, and it is a religion. It's a form of
So
spirituality.
so then they're doing voodoo then.
Voodoo is also a form of spirituality, and it's a religion. It's also something that was demonized by the white man. It's not something.
So what
It's
about
not evil.
necromancy? So what is the bad with black magic
Use
then?
used to you can use the term necromancy. You can use the term witchcraft or Freemason. You can use those terminologies. But the voodoo and the obia are authentic, bona fide spiritualities of African, especially origins, African spirituality.
I
You know,
always suspected them lodge people in truth. I always, it's like, why they had to hide away and do all this mess? And yeah, I always had to wear all these. I don't trust nobody that's in a lodge. No.
yeah.
Too much of darkness.
Abby, the UNC has been campaigning. The UNC has been campaigning. They have started campaigning. They've been doing walkabouts. They've been doing a lot of work. Yeah, the UNC is working. She's asking why the UNC hasn't started campaigning for 2025. Yes, they are. I don't understand. Of course, they're campaigning. You're not following. Yeah, but to get back to your point, Diane, even if you come into the Orisha temples, and stuff, and the Hindu temples, they themselves will talk to you about the dark magic and witchcraft that is considered to be evil. Which also there's the good side of it, and stuff like that. But it's not because you see these religions go to a river and they throw flowers in a river. It is not some demonic thing, for them to go and give offerings to their spirits. It's their form of spirituality that is seen as taboo because historically, a lot of people did not understand it, and the white man demonized those forms of spirituality and elevated Christianity. And that has been an injustice, particularly to the African people, because a lot of Indians have embraced the Hindu religion and stuff. And it is more to me the Africans that has suffered and embraced Christianity, but their real power is with, say, the Orisha. That is theirs. That is the Orisha form of spirituality. It belongs to us as Africans. This is our power, and we must embrace it.
And that's why they give us a white Jesus.
Right.
And they teach us.
And they use him. They use him to whip people and bring them to their knees to pray across the continent in Africa. And up to today, they're still doing that. Imagine that. They know the history of that and still embracing this white Jesus with emotional church Christian music. This the kind of music that they create that makes you cry and all of that. Yeah. They use the emotion as part of the strategy, to draw people into the religion and stuff. And it's sad. It's very, very sad. But more people have grown conscious, and more people are embracing their Orisha and African spirituality. It is happening bit by bit, as they say in Orisha. You eat the head of the rat. It's not a religion that goes out and does crusades and look to win souls as Christianity does. It doesn't function like that, but the work is still being done, and to get the message out there about African spirituality. And a lot of African people have been embracing, what is theirs, and rightfully so.
And what they did, they taught us to kneel down and close our eyes and hold a Bible in our hand. And
Yes.
when we open up the eyes, they had
Yeah.
all we learned.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how the story goes. It's facts.
Anyway, so we move from political to religious.
UNC has been using Ansem's platform. Ansem has interviewed somebody asking, I think it was Abby, why UNC don't use Ansem's platform. A lot of UNC people just come on this platform. Endless.
Yeah, that answer. That's why they demonize you and they launch ad hominem attacks at you, your own people.
Yeah, because they did the same thing to me when I was on Talk City, and they did not like how I went after the PNM. They decided no interviews from our Brave Voice, so that we're going to make a program look like it's biased and one-sided. And I didn't take them on, and I tried, I tried to take the program on a different level, but it had elements in that station at the time that were supporting the UNC, and I couldn't even get the UNC to address that. And they ended up losing the election. And it made sense that they lost the election because all in their own state media, they were being undermined. And they just left it. They just left,
And once again, you're a Grenadian. Woo!
Yeah. This old Grenadian, when she come and she ain't go back where she come from.
But half of them, they have the grandparents and great grandparents is outside a Caribbean islander, but they don't want to transplant them up in them areas there, right? Okay.
The woman's name is Bridget Brereton, is it? The professor at UWI. I remember reading a document some years ago that she wrote, and she spoke about 250,000. And I have Googled over and over to find that document on the internet. I could not find it, but I remember reading that she did some research to show that there were about 250,000 people, from Grenada and the smaller islands who migrated to Trinidad and Tobago, and
a quarter million from Grenada and the other quarter from Barbados. Let me go there now. Let me go there now.
She did like a combination. A quarter million. Quarter million from the islands. A combination, Diane. A combination of Grenadians, Vincentians, Barbadians, St. Lucians, and so on. But that's a plausible number. And she spoke about them coming here and having children. I remember reading that document, and somehow I don't know if they erased the Google Trace, if they just removed it from Google's eyes. I read it.
Pegasus.
When I go back to find that document, I couldn't find it.
Pegasus move it.
That was some years ago. I don't know
who moved it. Asking if Pegasus move it. Who moved it?
I have no idea. It just disappeared. It just came off. Whatever website was carrying it, like they just pulled it. I could not find it, and I was very upset.
Half of them have a parent that is let's call it a foreigner.
That is especially Grenadian or Vincentian.
Or Barbadian. Let me go there.
And the bulk of it.
A whole heap of Trinidadian have Bajan relatives. Let me go there, and Tobagonians. Let me go there. The Warners, the Weeks, the Alines. Yeah, let me go there. I ain't know about the Lebons. And I don't know about the Nesbet. Them song French to me.
The Brave Boys and the Belfonds are certainly from Grenada.
Them is Tommy and them is Haitian. So me ain't about that.
Nesbet is from St. Kitts Nevis. But I have family called Fridays from Grenada, Dixon's from Carriacou, Marshall from Barbados.
Yep. What's it up in there?
Look, JB Harper saying he has family in Grenada and Barbados. The Ross from Barbados, Barreto, Grenada.
Let me talk. Keep it going. Anselm, where are people from? Huh? You's a Haitian? A Martinican? Libon. I never hear no Bajan name Libon.
So,
But
so answer, how did Karen Nunez Teixeira take this? I don't know how. Did you speak with her? How did she feel about? Because they really memed her up today. In a good way. She got all the mileage. She and Hammersmith got all the mileage. They
good.
eclipsed the funeral coverage. You know, they got all the mileage across the blogs, across social media. They took over social media. Nobody was studying Mr. Pandey funeral again and the government and what the president said. They were studying Karen and Hammersmith.
Ansel believed that if she wasn't invited, she shouldn't have gone.
Already.
Hmm
I
He
know
said
it's a state funeral. Everyone is invited to a
he
state
said it.
funeral.
He said it at the top of the show. If she wasn't invited, she should not have been. She should not have gone.
No, she goes, she went, she took a decision on conscience and the
Yep.
relationship that she shared with Mr. Pandey. And the
Thank
fact
you.
and the fact that it was a state funeral where everyone is invited. Why are you asking me to show you an invitation to attend a state funeral? Then
I
put all the invitations on a table outside. You get let people pick them up and present them to you because it's a
Mm-hmm.
state funeral. Why are you asking for an invitation and you tell me it's for everybody?
Yeah,
What
that
is the state?
I found that to
Yeah.
be so distasteful and
Yeah.
petty, and
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
very.
sorry, but the smaller islands, they're much more mature.
Talk,
A state
tell them,
funeral in
Marcia.
Grenada is a
Tell
funeral for
them.
everybody.
In
Yeah.
Barbados, the same thing too. Tell them,
Yeah, a
Marcia.
state funeral is
Tell
for
them,
everybody. In the other islands,
everybody.
that
Eh,
Trinidadians fall backward. But over
everybody.
there, a
Talk your
state
talk.
funeral, anybody could attend. You don't have to
Talk your
present no
talk, Marcia.
invitation.
Talk your talk.
Then why is it a state funeral? Come on.
Amen.
Marcy, I agree with you 100%. And I also believe that the only solution for Trinidad is Caribbean unity.
True.
Well, I
Well,
see they going. Well,
they're opening up just now. They say free movement for everybody. Maybe except for me. I don't know. They probably don't want no free movement for me because
Marcia,
because
you and I, boy.
I have been critical of the government. So maybe they prefer to hold me and send me back. You know, they don't
Oh,
want to.
I'm not gonna
send you here. But they gonna send you. You
I'm,
born in Trinidad?
I'm not gonna
I'm
let you
born,
say that I'm sending
I'm
you
born
anywhere because we
no, I'm
need you.
Grenadian. I'm Grenadian.
Well, they could send you back. They can't send me nowhere. I'm
Marcy,
born right there.
see, they're not sending you anywhere. You stay right there. All right?
Oh yeah, you born in Trinidad. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I born
Barbados.
in Paget, Tunapuna.
Oh wow.
There.
So Barbados,
I'm
Barbados could kick you out.
Barbados can't kick me out neither. I'm a Bajan by descent according to the Constitution of
Ah,
Barbados. Then they go have to
ah.
go and change our constitution.
I am a Grenadian with I am a Grenadian, who is part of CARICOM and
Mhm.
Cuban boy that's be all over the internet showing off his Trinidad and Tobago citizenship passport, and I don't have
You
one, but
see? You see?
Cuban boy has one. So you
You
see how
see?
the thing must go. You see,
So talk it, Marcia, loud and clear.
Wait, I want
Loud,
to know.
talk it.
I want to
and
know if you.
he does real bash the PNM, and
Bash the
he have
PNA.
a Trinidad and Tobago citizenship,
Yeah,
and I don't
Trinidad
have
and
it.
Tobago. Yeah, Marcia, I always say, right? Them Venezuelan, they show up with documents in Espanol. You don't know where this document come from. You don't know if this fella his name is Manuel de Casa. But all you give me a Trinidad paper and all you questioning me. And the birth paper only issued to me. Only give me that when I was born. But all they don't want to engage me. But all the Trini Cuban I passport.
Marcy,
Cuban boy.
Marcy,
I
quick
should
question.
Yeah, who's
What,
calling it? Tommy?
yeah,
Tommy.
what stops you and prevents you from getting a Trinidad passport?
She bad
But
talk keeps rolling.
I
Guys, just hold a minute.
actually.
Hold a minute. Hold 1 minute. I want to play these three voice notes. Just hold 1 minute. Hold 1 minute. Hold 1 minute.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tommy. Good afternoon, Mr. Worship and Diana again. Mr. Worship, that love and that passion, the show for the East Indian community, love to my East Indian brothers and sisters. Why don't you show that love and passion to the black brothers and sisters who are in East-West corridor? All of them coming along and talking to the black brothers and sisters. See the love.
Played that already.
PNM have. They love all character. They love their own black brothers and sisters.
Mm.
PNM boy, the evil and wicked. The name Mr. Worship. Dr. Rowley is the Antichrist. We are watching for 2025. Be good.
Oh my God.
Mr. Worship. You got to do to get rid of this evil, wicked PNM government.
Mm.
Mr. Worship. Because we
We
will
had
keep
a.
suffering in silence.
Yeah.
This
As
evil.
them hear your quote again.
Go ahead, Marcia. Sorry for this stupid.
Yeah. And so, yeah, Tommy was asking me about the Trinidad and Tobago citizenship thing. To be honest, I never applied. And I met Fitzgerald Hines Emancipation Day last year. And I just spoke to him about it. And he said, apply. He told me, he said, apply for it.
Well, you should go and apply then. What's holding
Yeah.
you back?
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I've been living in Trinidad 22 years. So,
Hmm.
I remember seven was in 2007 when or since 2006 when I tried to get the CARICOM skill certificate. I remember how difficult it was and how stressful it was to get that document
Mm.
and then to get it stamped in the passport.
Mm.
Somebody by the name, I think it was Ruth Graves, she had put me on to Herman Brown, who was head of immigration at the time, and he had to assist me with that. I went to Patrick Manning to tell him the problems I was getting to get that document.
Mm.
Right, a whole year had gone. Right, they said go and bring your certificate of character from Grenada. I brought it. They lapsed on it and said, well, 6 months passed, so you need to go back for it. I said, but I live here. So why can't you just use the same document? I've been living here, so I couldn't commit any crimes in Grenada. Why are you sending me back for it? That's a procedure. So I had to send back to my family in Grenada to send another document that says the
Mm-hmm.
same thing, no criminal record. And
Mm-hmm.
then they made me do that a third time because it had lapsed
Mm.
again. And
Mm.
oh my God.
Talk your talk,
And,
Marcia.
and Patrick Manning was in the parliament talking about how easy it was to get that document. And I
Marcia.
walked up, I was a reporter at Power 102, and I walked up to him and I told him no. I said, catching my tail to get this document. And he
Mm.
said,
Mm.
write me
Mm.
and tell me all the challenges that you face. And in 1 week, I got a phone call from the Foreign Affairs Office to come
Mm.
and pick up the
Mm. Mm.
document. Patrick
Mm.
Manning helped me to get my CARICOM skills certificate.
And they like to tell you, bring this document. And when you bring the document, well, we want this other document. I said,
Yes,
when I
yes.
realized the games, I said, excuse me, let me speak
Oh
to
my
your
God.
manager. Let me talk to somebody in charge. And I want a letter on your letterhead instructing me what it is you need to continue the
Terrible,
process for which I
terrible,
want. Yeah,
terrible,
I
terrible.
know. I
And you
know.
see
Mm-hmm.
all over the Caribbean, you see the Minister of Foreign Affairs telling you how easy it
Mm-hmm.
is to get a document, and it is
Not
not like that.
Trinidad.
It is like pulling teeth
Yep.
to get it.
Yep.
Terrible, really, really, really terrible. And the treats I witnessed in St. Kitts Nevis when I was up in the BVI in Tortola. I had to go over to St. Kitts Nevis to get some medical done because they say I could just go next door and do it. I didn't have to go back Grenada, for something that they wanted me to get. They say, well, just go St. Kitts and do it, but you have to leave the country and come back in. Once that is true in this Caribbean operating like that. Right? And I mean, if you see the inches of power they exercise, and that's in Kitts Nevis, how they were treating other fellow Caribbean nationals as if,
Mm-hmm.
we were aliens and criminals. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
I saw it. I saw they put other people through that. But I
Mm-hmm.
was with a kind of high profile person out of the BVI, so I personally didn't go through it. But
Mm-hmm.
the other people, I really saw them put them through hell. And you'd see the minister, you'll see the foreign affairs minister in the same St. Kitts Nevis talking about they have this free movement thing going and it's friendly and it's nice and it's easy for Caribbean nationals to get a document. It's not true. It's
Nope.
absolutely not true. Not in Trinidad and Tobago, not in St.
Mm.
Kitts Nevis, not anywhere. All of it, you have a staff who is not well trained, behaving like hogs towards Caribbean nationals all over the region. that's what you find. And they should set up this thing better, where you have trainees working in the Bajan office with the CARICOM thing. You have Bajans working in the Trinidad office, Grenadians working in the Trinidad office. They should have people from the other Caribbean islands working in
Yeah.
these offices, and maybe it might improve the situation. But they don't treat you.
Yeah, they just
They
treat
treat
you,
you
you just present truthfully and you're treated as a suspect. Because as
like
much as I got my Barbadian passport through my mom's birth paper, right? My both parents are Bajan. But when I presented myself with the Trini passport and the Justice of Peace photo notarized and my mother birth paper, right? And I presented myself, they want to give me a hard time. And I was in the Barbados regiment at that time, right? And I
yeah.
was like, really? Well, I went to the then Prime Minister Tom Adams. I said, excuse me, sir, but I serving in your military and they're giving me a hard time to get the Bajan passport because I'm a Bajan by descent. I presented everything. He gave me a letter. I went down to immigration. I never see a passport process so in like half hour.
Yes, yeah,
In half hour.
the staff. The
Yeah.
staff is just horrible. How they
Mm-hmm.
treat you, and they just, I don't know. I don't know what it is they just be doing. Why they give you
Mm-hmm.
so much headache to give it a document? I don't know
Yep.
why they see the need to exercise this 4 inches and 3 inches of power. I don't know why they do it. I really don't know. And
And
they
when
don't
you
even know why they do it.
nope, and when you went to pick up the birth paper, the new birth paper, well, the guy, here, Bacchanal, give me. My last name is MacDonald. So,
Mhm.
but on my birth paper, my name is Ben Skin. So I'm
Yeah.
presenting he gonna tell me one about, the last name spelled differently on another document, like MC space DONALD. And somebody put MC, no space, DONALD. So I say, all right, well, if it's spelled different, let me call a letter after letter. So he got MC and there's a space. I said, what's the next letter? And what's it? McDonald. Some people do it with a space, some people don't. So he wanted
Yeah.
to give me a hiccup to get
Mhm.
my Trinidadian new birth paper. I was
Yeah,
like, wow.
they just be so happy when they find a little error, to
Yes.
drop that rod on you and
Yes.
punish you, and have
Yes.
you waiting, and just
Mhm.
agonizing you and antagonizing. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Terrible.
Yep.
Really,
And
So,
then
really.
was
So,
yep.
you have a you have a birthday coming up, so let me wish you a very happy birthday.
let me
May you live
wish
as long as you want and never want as long as you live.
let me wish you
Thank you.
Mhm.
a very happy birthday to Marcia. We really want to thank you for such
Yes,
short just for joining us here in the village on WZYE 95.9 FM.
yes.
Any closing words before you go?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ansem. Thank you very much, Tommy. Thank you very much, Diane. I didn't know you were in the regiment. Growing up in Grenada, I wanted to join the army of Morris Bishop, but they came and they killed
Mhm.
him, so that dream died with him.
Yeah, I was in the
you know,
Barbados Coast
so,
Guard for a
so,
spell.
eh?
Mhm. I was in the Barbados Coast Guard for a spell.
Okay, okay, okay. Well,
Mhm.
it's not just a birthday, but it's 50th birthday, so I'm crossing over into something else, and I think that's a beautiful thing. So thank you very much for the greetings. I just want the Trinidad and Tobago government to not confuffle our brains, please. The Trinidad and
Mhm.
Tobago government, led by Keith Rowley, please do not confuffle the brains of the people about what a state funeral is. Because there's no way I could have possibly imagined that a state funeral meant anything other than the people are invited.
Mhm.
And you don't have to be presenting invitation and shaming former ministers and president of the Senate and all this nonsense, all this frivolous nonsense. Please just don't stop confusing us as a people. A state funeral is for everybody and anybody to attend. There's no hidden coded nothing there. There's nothing there to explain to anybody. It is not about invitations. What you all did there today at Basil Pandey's funeral was wrong. And I hope next time when we have another state funeral that is corrected, right? Because we saw the Sapa was empty. The Sapa was empty.
Mhm.
And the whole thing was just not a good sight, and everybody was standing outside. That is not how a state funeral looks. It's probably only in Trinidad and Tobago So the next time I would want to see the government demonstrate that it understands what a state funeral is. Please.
Thank you so
That's
much.
that's my closing words.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Lord.
you.
Right.
Thank
Take
you very much.
Au
okay.
revoir.
Bye bye.
Au revoir.
Okay. Bye bye.
So there you have it, folks. We're gonna go for the break and we'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
This is oh Lord, Trinidad and Tobago. This is DJ Bravo. I'm hurting you know. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But let the moderators in another body in a drain. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody's son brain. Who take the F out of Port of Spain. This is a sad.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. TNT time, 6 to 9 p.m. USA time. So, folks, in the chat, put closing comments in the chat. JB Harper, Captain Singh, Margaret, Abby, Takesha, Rennie, Albert Montano, Denise, if you're still there. Abby, Margaret, Nadia, Mean Jean. I ain't see Vicky but in a while. So, folks, put closing comments in chat. Albert Montano. So, all in all, we have work to do in Trinidad and Tobago, and I think Marcia's point was a point well taken that if it's going to be government sponsored funeral, everybody should be welcome. It shouldn't be a situation where you had to get a ticket or you had a RSVP or so on and so forth. You know, I totally agree with that. You know, so yeah, everybody should be welcome. And so she's right. She's absolutely right. If it's a state funeral, everybody from the state should be welcome. And people ought to line up for no ticket. So my closing quote is, what's my closing quote? I'm looking for it. Not that one. I see Keston is getting help in Trinidad, which is a good thing.
Faith Israel taking COP Earl Christopher to court, as well as the bailiff fella that searched her house.
Say that again.
Faith Israel and is taking Earl Christopher to court, as well as the bailiff that searched her house.
Okay. Sometimes life doesn't give you what you want, not because you don't deserve it, but because you deserve so much more. From where I said this is it, the clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, Hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. See you. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Go ahead, Diana.
Okay, I'm gonna be a little lengthy. I don't know if Tommy wants to go and then I go. Could we do that or you want me to go?
No, just go.
Okay. I have a question for the citizenry in Trinidad and Tobago. I would like to ask them, are you living or existing? Living is defined as the act of experiencing life to its fullest extent. In this state of being alive is not just physically, but also mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Living is about actively engaging in the world around us, pursuing our passions, and finding joy and fulfillment in our daily lives. Existing, on the other hand, can be defined as simply being alive without any real purpose or direction. It is a state of being where we go through the motions of life without truly engaging in it. Existing often involves just getting by, doing what is necessary to survive, but not actively seeking out new experiences or opportunities for growth. It can be a monotonous and unfulfilling way to live, where we feel stuck in a rut and unable to break free. Existing can also involve lack of connection with others, where you feel isolated and alone. Are you living your best life, citizenry of Trinidad and Tobago? Are you thriving? Or are you existing in a toxic environment permeated with crime, fear, and corruption, a lack of water? And if you do get water, it may be compromised and unhealthy for consumption. Existing in such environments can be detrimental to your health. Existing in a state of fear can hold you back from reaching your full potential. Living involves trying new things and stepping outside our comfort zones. It means embracing change. After exploring the differences between living and existing, it is clear that living is a more fulfilling way to approach life. Living involves actively engaging with the world and pursuing your passions, while existing in a passive state of simply going through the motion. For the sake of the progress in the country, in Trinidad and Tobago, are you willing to step out of the red comfort zone and embrace the change that will create new opportunities for you, your children, and your grandchildren? Are you prepared to continue existing as you painfully are? Are you living with a purpose, citizenry of Trinidad and Tobago? This is Diana Benskin, your award winning poet, author, and journalist, your global ambassador, and your co host, bidding you auf Wiedersehen till we meet again. Good night, love it, people. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Go ahead, Tommy.
This is an ancient Egyptian code. The tongue of experience holds the most truth. Again, the tongue of experience holds the most truth. Like I always say, you have to become the change you want to see. You, the man in the mirror. However, if you look in that mirror and you don't like what you see, do not blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Love you all. Be safe till we see you again on Thursday. Love you all.
Oh, thank you, thank you, Tommy and Diana. Sorry about that. Let me see what we got in here. Um, okay. Master Brave Boy says, thank you so much, Margaret. Looking forward to turning 50 in a few hours. I say, Captain Singh, to remember to vote PNM in 2025 because PNM have been proven to keep your birthright treasury near to their leadership bosoms. Remember, if you have to stay hungry to not vote UNC, look at politics. Good night. Okay. All right, Captain.
Captain Siano family from there.
Margaret
Mm,
says, Marcia, 50th is the best time of your life. Enjoy it. It's the time of your
mm,
life. Denise says, Denise goes in comment is common courtesy is key. Let's try to be professional and courteous to our leaders in TNT. We know better, let's do better. Albert Montano says, this was another very interesting discussion tonight. These are the important topics that can change the way people think. I believe that serious topics can only help. There we go. Yeah. And Abby says, answer my compass has 4 main points to give you a proper direction, but always remember, you have to move in order to get to your destination. Okay. Yeah, boy, oh God, boy. Real intelligence, yes, boy?
Heavy statements.
Boy, intelligence at its fullest, you know. We love that too bad, you know. My sisters, good night, everyone. Thanks for your support and your birthday greetings. Yeah. Yeah, Margaret says, unplanned guest, but a wealth of information. Yeah, that's how we just do it, you know. We don't plan it, but it is, you know, sometimes it is things just turn out good. Yeah. So, folks, we're gonna go out tonight with Karine Asher. Good night, folks. See you on Thursday. Bye.
Good night, Nancy.
Yeah.
We gotta save it. Oh yeah, my sweet TNT. Oh yeah. We used to sing sweet, sweet Trinidad. To leave here, boy, you must be mad. This is the land of milk and honey, rum and coke and easy money. While those verses we were singing, alarm bells kept on ringing. Pundits on each pulpit saying, our heart and our soul decaying. Suddenly we wake up to a living nightmare, a place while electorals ask, how did we ever come to this? But so long we hear it, you got to stand up and be counted. But daily we're intimidated. Every day our next to witness silence while we recoil from the violence. In our land there is a crisis, broke police, unruly ISIS, while sweet revenge gangs exacting. Police commissioners still acting trim. They go, it's time. We separate the goat from the sheep. Tell them talk is cheap. Reporting the world when they have to read. While them police busy playing hide and seek. We're facing the world when we had to read. Hey. Oh yeah. Save our land, Trinidad and Tobago. Oh yeah. In our schools, kids getting on. We're fighting, making porn. Our school girls, you won't believe. Live MMA, they pulling weave. Check the vibes, they're living by. Dance all slackness, get rich or die. Alkaline to Movado. Mention maestro, they don't know. No morals, no ethics. There is a centrifugal black hole. Lord, we must move quick to wake their conscience and save their soul. So long we've been hearing evil triumphs when good men do nothing. No triggers pump while words be frotting, and while church attendance real low. Protest back plus them casino, while black market prices haggling. Through our ports, big guns they smuggling. Spanish women are hot like their music. Saucy salsa, human traffic trend they go. We can't wait. The devil making hay while we sleep. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. While we look on them as more mothers who in our city. Killed by beasts who show no pity. Now there's fear and trepidation. What is happening to our nation? So I pray this one infraction will propel us into action. Trinbago, the time is now. We have to take our country back while these monsters flow. We cannot run from their attack. That is why I'm still saying, time to stand up and be counted. Our young girls, they're being hunted, not for jobs, by institutions, but by clubs for prostitution. While for